Cheese?
Hi, I thought this would be the right place to get cheese thrown in my face. I just couldn't resist, apparently. Hi! Welcome. Is my volume correct? My volume was correct. Hi! Welcome! Why cheese? Hello, welcome. My leap motion calibration was perfect when I appeared. I assume it still is. I can't see shit! But there's cheese in my face. This is too early to be screaming and shouting and swearing already. Where's my sound cutting off? Anyway, hi, look, I don't know if you can see, my head is behind this block of cheese, right? Can you see? It's somewhere behind here, yeah, there it is. If I do this, you can see it. And I do this with my hands, and it's perfect. I can, touch my head and do this with my hands, and it's correct first time. I don't know what this is. It's a little spooky, to be honest. Hello, this is far too much cheese at the beginning. What in the world is going on?
Cheese.
I gotta scroll up before I lose the chat. Because, redeems are suddenly showing up in Twitch chat again. On OBS. I changed nothing, but nice, they're back. It was annoying when they went there. Thank you for the packed games, oh my god!
Cheese.
Welcome, Stu! Hi! The answer is yes. In response to my stream title, the stream title was... why am I tags loaded in the wrong order?
Cheese time!
Hi! Erickson Will is determined to use up all of those cheese throws that they're entitled to on one stream. Very, very spooky. So spooky that my spookiness is one off. It's nice when all the cheese throwing stops. The music just went to a calm moment and the cheese stopped. Okay, is it because the music was so hardcore that everyone was being so hardcore with the cheese throwing?
Cheese.
I thought it's okay. So yeah, stream title is saying if the Arduino would be fast enough, even though I won't be using it. And Stewie says the answer is yes! You don't even know what I'm doing yet!
Cheese.
Even though I'm using it, me anytime I write a library. Hi, Stu15, welcome.
You know.
And welcome, Stu, and welcome, Happy.
Cheese.
Nora. Whoa! The Rare Lunar request cheese sound. I guess the answer is you could get away with it. I mean, I already know that the talkie library works for the Arduino, so I could get away with it if I weren't using interpolation. I want to see if it's fast enough with my modifications and adding support for the interpolation that I was showing off a couple of streams ago now, so. Anyway, hi, welcome! Which Arduino? The Uno, it's just what I have ready to go. I've ordered the STM32 microcontroller that I'm going to use. I'm not sure if I've talked about this on the stream yet. I've been talking about it a lot on Discord. And Trade Splatter.
Evie taps at the keys with a curious stare, running numbers on hardware she wouldn't even wear. The Arduino blinks, the clock ticks slow, she tests each loop just to know. C code flows in careful streams. Chasing a speech she'll leave in dreams. Logic's crisp, the signal's tight, even if the board won't see the lights.
Nice, that's a good one. I like that one, Nuge. Welcome in, Nuge. Hi. Hi, Arduino DOS. I would say this is lower level than DOS, right? I mean, there is no operating system.
Cheese.
The CPU will never see the light of an operating system. All it will ever see is my code. Mwahaha. Wait, hold on.
Mwahaha.
There we
Cheese.
Okay, fine. Just to snap me out of the evil mode. Which I don't know. Yeah, Hi, Acetin. Yes. Wait, Acetin? Hi. How did I miss you there? Sorry. Hi, Fufe. Welcome. Firing line ready. Oh god, they were so ready. Didn't get a notification. What is this? Look, I may have been a little late with some things, but hi, welcome Chaos as well. And Umi and Ericsson and Chaos and Ericsson and Chaos and Elfie and Chaos and
I'm sorry, I just saw how my eyes were being scrambled and it looked very funny. Very most amusing. Do you think this is funny? Hi. I guess I'm retro now, as well as wide, as well as evil. Welcome Elfie, and welcome Chaos, and welcome Ashley, and Elfie, and Chaos, and Ericsson, and Roshi, hi, welcome, and Elfie, and Chaos, and Ericsson, and Elfie, and Ericsson, and Asterton, and Ericsson, and Chaos. I'm reading through the name of everybody who threw cheese at me. Tut tut. Big tut. And hi Cinnamon Duck Troll as well, welcome. My voice is even more difficult to understand than when it's just usually evil, because now it's retro as well! Scrolling.
I see Geeks. I see Wanoxim. Hi Wanoxim! And hi Geeks. Elfie, I suspect me falling for a firing line was all the excuse folks needed. Falling for a firing line. LPC-10? Yes. That voice compression thingy, I'm not sure you're in the Discord when I was working on this. I've done a bunch of this stuff on stream because I've just been like basically too tired to be streaming recently, but still wanting to do some electronic stuff. So I've been hanging out in the Discord quite a lot recently and doing stuff with screen sharing and working on things. And yeah, I was about to say before I got censored. Slightly late in the reverb button there. That the trade splatter had been helping me a bunch with the learning about the new well setting up Platform.io and basically yeah.
Cheese.
Hey, cheese. Why? Next screen title: running an LLM on Arduino. You know, there is a machine learning what's the word? Thing. There's not a neural network. Just a way of like I don't know what the word is. It's some abstract level above neural network and above models. What is I don't know, group theory. What's the thing above these things? Just a method of machine learning. Machine learning cheese. Why cheese? I forget what it's called, and it was very interesting, and it's designed to be incredibly easy, and the gains actually go up rather than getting diminishing returns as you add more things, and it like getting slower and slower. It actually becomes smaller cost as you for each incremental size that it gets bigger, because it works in an exponential way where like the higher the deeper layers update less frequently, so they actually add less cost the more you add. I forget what it's called. It's very interesting. It's just like some person just made a paper about this. I haven't implemented anything yet, but it's supposedly, you know, like it's designed to be this very so light that you can do the training on microcontrollers and stuff. Anyway, it's very interesting. Like it just learns in real time kind of. Anyway. Not doing any of that this stream. Sorry, someone mentioning LLMs. Ericsson, you mentioning LLMs just made me think about that. I might have to dig out that paper again. It's kind of difficult to find it. I can't remember what it's called, so searching for it's difficult. Welcome Nooch, welcome Asterton, welcome Christopher. Who's this lovely cat on my screen? I don't know. Maybe you're watching Enlin. Hi, welcome Myriad. Why cheese? Hi Geets. Censor the uke. Yep, I was censored. I don't know why I read that redeem as if it was a message. We're turning Uke into a cryptid.
Are you implying I'm not already?
Yes.
When I enabled the deep redeem, it made like a deep sound, and it was like in time with the music, and I thought it was part of the music at first. I have no idea what Stewie is referring to when he says you were turning me into a cryptid. I'm wondering how much you can pre-compute to get away with a lower speed device. There is something that I'll be pre-computing, actually. That's true. I will be part of the code. Okay, this is a slight spoiler for what I'm about to be getting into, but actually no, I'll get to it in a minute. Basically, because I know I'm going to forget, I say I'm going to get to it in a minute. My memory's been extremely bad lately, like super bad. Like when I'm changing into my pajamas, I change my top half, and I change my bottom half, and I'm surprised that I've already changed into my top half. Anyway. So I'll just mention it right now because I'm going to forget later, but essentially I'll be reversing the bytes ahead of time rather than doing it in real time. Okay, there we are. That'll make absolutely no sense now that I say it, but later on it might make sense. Machine learning cheese. No. Hi, Azrael. Welcome, welcome. Oh, wow. I don't have enough headroom. I just clipped. Hold on. Let me move this mic back a bit. Hi, Azrael. There we are. Now I can be loud and let the compressors do their work. Welcome, Trace Better, Azrael, Geets, Azrael, Chaos, Psychic. Psychic! Okay, there we go. I've caught up. It was when you were evil and retro. It was when I was evil and retro. Evil and retro. Evil.
Wait, that's the
Wait. That one. I was censoring myself instead of going retro.
evil and retro.
Okay, I'm done. Hi, welcome. Let me go through all of the routines. I've done the hydration. Now for the posture check. Why did I not do the posture check? I've also done the saving of the kidneys. So let me get the rewards queue up. That's another thing I forgot to do. So that I can refund that one. Wait, that's not the rewards queue. Where is it? There it is. Bam! Oh, I just refunded the posture check by mistake. Okay, there you go. You got a free posture check. Whew. As well as a free saving kidneys because I already did it. What else have we got? We've got so many throwings of cheese. We've got the spooky throw cheese. Pat a cat. Thank you for the pats, Geets. And Umi. And there we are. I've caught up. Hell yeah. Oh, also. Pats for the acetone. There you go. Ran out of cheese. Good! Sit there and think about what you've done. How dare you? Anyway. Meow. Hi. Posture check as well. Again? Okay. And hydration again? Oh my god, it's like you want me to disappear. Understandable. Alright. Yeah. I still have cheese. No! How am I gonna hydrate? Look, I'm gonna spill neon juice everywhere now. No! Unintentionally in tune with music. Why is this syncing with the music so well? I still have cheese in my fridge. Well, I hope he eats it rather than throwing it. Oh, you know something you can throw. Okay, I see what you did there. Where's that adorable heart? Oh wait, it's your own, isn't it? Oh my god. Your emotes are so cute, Chaos, I swear. Oh, I already don't have cheese on me. You don't need to be cleaning me off. Extra hydration. Okay, we're done. For a moment, I think it's Awazona because of like the... like, from the tiny thumbnail, the hair looks like very dark / shades of like, almost like really dark, like shiny dark blue or something, but it's like shiny black actually, or greyish or something. Or black going to white. Anyway. What the hell is the stream about? Cheese. It's not. Understandable mistake though, Christopher. Holy, running out of cheese. Okay, here we go. I'm pressing the button now. 3, 2, 1, boop. I'm pressing the crate button now. 3, 2, 1, boop. Oh, it still says Arduino as a logo. That's actually correct. I completely forgot about the logo, but it's correct. Okay, so, on stream, right, okay, hold on, first. This is, for going forward, I want to be making like a little electronic long uke kind of, Tamagotchi style thing. Pet long uke, or long uke park or something is probably what it's going to be called. Hi, Linux developer. Sup, you wild uke. Hey, I'll have you know.
Post.
I'll have you know, I'm tame. Why is my audio? Hang on, let me do a thing. Let me restart this audio. One sec. Hold on. Okay, I wonder if that'll help. Hi Devil, welcome. Hi, sorry that you lost one of your cheese sounds. What am I trying to say? Right, so I wanted to make this pet long nuke thing, like an actual physical electronic thing.
Fromage.
Long nuke park. Yeah, why cheese? Is this like use up every single cheese redeem you can day or something? I forgot you wear a collar and get cheese slabbed. Yeah. Anyway, how could you possibly forget the cheese? Collar I can understand because it's going to be covered up with the cheese half the time, but like, well, if I do this, it is. There we are. I look down. Yeah, so I was going to be using...
Cheese.
You can't make a pet long uke thing out of cheese. That's not how it works. It's a fancy veil. It was a flipping very thick veil earlier, really thick. So it's going to be using like the chip that's used on the Arduino Uno before, and anyway, TLDR, it uses too much power basically. In sleep mode, it can go down to like just under a milliamp or so, and that's not really low enough. Because I'd be putting it into sleep mode like for like the half a second or so where it's between like screen updates when you leave it alone. Because I want this to be a thing, it'll just keep running. There'll always be something on the screen, right? You can just look at it and there's something there. I don't want this to be like a thing that you have to actively turn on and off and like, or it like wakes up when you press the button or something. Like, I want there to always be something there. Like it's like a pet, right? You look at it. Why? Why? Hi, Hikidev. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the pets. Bad that you stole my cheese due to this stream. Not too much at once. Which is what I should say to everybody else who's throwing cheese at me as well. Do I live near a micro center? I've never heard of that. Actually, that's a lie. I have heard of micro center. I didn't know that it was a physical place though. I just visited Dallas for a few weeks and I have lots of stuff in micro center. I didn't know there was a physical place called that, I'm afraid. I've never heard of it before in terms of like a physical place. So no, I don't think there even is one in this country, but maybe there is, who knows? Anyway, so yeah, the lowest power consumption I could get out of the Arduino was like a bit less than 1 milliamp. I experimented with this on stream recently, just last week actually, or this week technically I think, because it's Sunday today, right? So it's like an electronics version of a grocery store. That sounds amazing! That sounds so nice. There used to be like a chain of stores in this country called Maplin that was like that, and before that Tandy, which was, I think Tandy was like, I hear that Tandy was like Radio Shack in America. Like it was similar era and stuff as well. But yeah, neither of them exist anymore. It's very sad. I think for a while Maplin went to online only, but I'm not even sure if it still exists as online only. Maybe they've been bought out, but anyway, point is they don't exist in real life anymore, like as a physical place. So like, you know, that was the cool thing. You could just go to a place and get a thing and come home and you have the thing. Now you have to just buy stuff online and wait days. If you want it on a Friday, you're not getting it, you know, to play with over the weekend. You're not getting it. You better think of what you'll need for the weekend on like Monday, right? So you've got enough time for it to be delivered before the end of the week. Anyway, so yeah, it kind of sucks. The future of the e-commerce, it's kind of shit for like, it's like, isn't it kind of at odds with like the immediacy of like, you know, what the people expect nowadays, you know? It like, you used to be able to go to a place and get a thing. And now it's like, yeah, you can just click and do anything immediately. But you don't actually get the thing until like a lot later. Anyway, hi Maple, welcome. I was a little angry, just a little bit. Also, hi Net Climax, thank you very much for the interest in socials. It's pretty pog. Wait, what's pog? I'm making a circuit board full of MIDI LEDs. Oh, right, that's wrong actually. Sorry, I haven't updated that yet. Right, just recently I switched project. I forgot to update that. Let me update that. Hold on. Man, I forget about that, come on sometimes. Okay, let me change this. I'm making, or no, I'm not even making, I'm planning to make a real-life handheld electronic pet legally distinct from Tamagotchis. Handheld electronic pet LCD thingy. Yeah, there you go. The command's updated, but yeah, welcome in. Bones. Oh, man, I have to explain this quote every single time. I don't even know why. I don't even get the source of it. When Yag is here, she can explain it. It was a quote that was said on another streamer's stream, and then a good friend of that streamer implemented that command on their own stream as well, and then another streamer did, and I'm a friend of both of those streamers, so now I have it. I don't even understand the proper origins of it.
My said I have no sense of directions, so I packed my bags and write.
Nice. Hi, Jockey. I just think it sounds funny, so I have it. Microsoft is pretty pog, but also the project too. Thanks. Maybe it'll actually exist one time. Autoyuki is a thing. Autoyuki is a thing now? Wait, what do you mean Autoyuki is a thing now?
Jeez.
She's been she's existed for a long ever since I started streaming actually. She's existed since the very beginning. She's what my bot logs in as. Omni! Stop this! Hi Omni, welcome. Also hi Breeze. You interrupted my rant? Nah, my rant was over already. I'm not really ranting anyway. I want to actually be doing something. So instead, I am cheese. So instead, I'm going to be using this microcontroller. This microcontroller. Yes, this holy godlike microcontroller. It's fine, but it does have a godlike sleep current consumption. I've been blind to Autoyuki messages this entire time. Oh, they just haven't shown up on my chat before. Like on my screen, on my overlay. It does now show them in the chat. That is relatively new, yes. She never used to show her own messages. Hi, Luster. Welcome. Wait, is that an L? I have to see if it's an L or a capital I. It's an L, okay. Hi, welcome. So yeah, this is what I'm gonna be getting. I finally ordered some. Yeah, look at this absolutely, this is the mode that I'm going to be using because it needs to be able to wake up from the real-time clock basically by itself. But look at this. I was struggling to get sub 1 milliamp from the Arduino, and this is sub 1 microamp. Literally over 1,000 times less power consumption, lower power consumption. What is this? This is insane. This is actually insane. That's really crazy. So yeah, and then some other stuff. And it also uses less current per like megahertz when it's running as well. I don't know if that's listed in here. But essentially it's probably going to use like maybe around 2 milliamps when it's running. Whereas the Arduino is using like around 8 or 9 for the same clock speed, and this is 32-bit rather than 8-bit, so like the instructions are going to be doing more things each time as well. Anyway, there we are. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I don't have it yet. I've only sorted it. Cat! Hi! Welcome! How are you doing, Cat? Hi, Yamano! Ah! Jeez! Why? Why is my username colored differently between messages? It's because the, if you look in my chat, like, do you see how the message background is like grey, black, alternating as it goes up? I made it choose like a slightly lighter color when the background is light. If your message is, if your name color is, I don't remember the exact logic I used, but essentially it tries to maintain the contrast. Cause like, wait, isn't that the wrong way around? Yeah, if you have a name that's something like that, I don't remember the exact thing. The reason I did it was to try to make sure the name color is visible all the time and it didn't like become too low contrast against the background. I don't know if I'm doing it right. I don't know if I'm doing it right. The easy way would be to make the messages like black, white, and then invert the colors entirely. On the white thing, we have black messages, and your name, instead of being purple, would be yellow? Is that the opposite? What's the opposite of cat? What's the opposite of purple? Hold on. Purple. Invert. Oh, that's not yellow at all. That's like a green that wants to be, it isn't sure whether it should be green or cyan. I'm not sure anyway. Shouldn't it be reversed then? Name being brighter when the background is darker? It's difficult because it kind of depends what color the name was originally. But yeah, for your name, it would actually work better that way. unfortunately. I basically only made it do the thing when it's a lighter background, and it doesn't do the thing when it's a darker background. So yeah, it kind of doesn't work very well for your name. A bluish yellow. A bluish yellow? Nice. Opposite of purple is emerald. Hey, you got it right. Wait, what color is emerald? Emerald is green, right? Hold on. I can never remember these colors. Emerald. Would you look at that? Wow, this looks beautiful. What the hell? Yeah, nice. It is indeed that color. It's almost like you're an artist or something. What the hell? You are interesting. What the hell? Thank you. Why are you saying that? Thank you, Pass. Hi. Was that in response to me putting myself down? I actually can't remember. Amethyst is purple and the opposite pigmentation is emerald. Wow. Can I call Myriad like amethyst mines or something? I don't know. Amethyst is a nice name. Why does it sound familiar? I feel like I've known someone called that or something at some point. And anyway, I hope you're doing right, Cat. Hi. That's why I fucking wild guessed it based on my geology courses. I mean, flipping good job. Guitar mass? It is! Hold on, let me crank. Why is it not doing the hand thing? My hands should be making my eyes change is what I'm trying to say. Sorry. Anyway. You won your football! Wait, what? Nice! Good job. Like your team, or you got the most in your team, or whatever? I don't know. Steven Universe. That's the thing. I've never watched it, and I've heard of it. We won the game? Nice! So what I'm wanting the little Petalong Nuke thing to do is like it's gonna be like an LCD, low resolution, like reflective type LCD, you know, not one of these full color emitting light kinds, although it will have a backlight. But and I actually have a photo of those because the LCDs have arrived, by the way. Let me show you the LCDs. Hold on. Ta-da! It's a little something like this. It's got the screen protector on it in this photo, so, you know, hopefully these marks are on the screen protector. When I peel this off, they're gonna come off. Anyway, so yeah, it's like that. From like the same kind as used in like old Nokia phones. So those have arrived, which is really cool. Haven't made them do anything yet, but you know, we won the game 4-2. Nice. Congrats. I love this cat wiggle. Dumb fox wiggle, I should say. When you see this up close, the glow of that visor does look cool. Wait, I shouldn't be saying that. I made it glowing. There's a character named Amethyst, so that's the first thing that came to mind. Ah, okay, I see. No, I haven't seen that. So it wasn't from there. I meant like, someone like I used to interact with, like maybe it was an online name or something like that. Yeah, you made it! Don't worry, it's gonna be replaced soon! Nah, I'm fine. It's a joke, Cat! It's a joke! Also, listen to this, listen. I'm shaking my box of LCDs. My hand tracking doesn't enjoy me doing this. My apologies. No, please, not the cheese! Not the cheese! Box. Wow. I love Happy Cat. And so along with like the LCD, there's gonna be like a voice. I want there to be voice. And because this is just gonna be like on a little microcontroller and I'm not gonna have like a bunch of storage space, we're gonna need like highly compressed speech. And thankfully, this is a problem that was like needing solving back in the 80s. And so, possibly even late 70s, I can't remember. And so LPC-10 was invented as a way of compressing speech, which basically splits the speech down into, hold on.
Hello, I am Yuke. Beep boop. Please throw cheese at me.
That's Robo-Yuke, not me. Who's gonna fall for it? Who's gonna fall for it? Who's gonna fall for it? Alfie!
Oi, jeez.
How could you? Astatin, how could you? I don't have any more points. Well, good. It means you can't throw cheese at me. Myriad! I shouldn't do that. I just need an excuse and enough time to save up points. Well, Linted. Oh my god, I'm actually being backstabbed right now. What the fuck?
Cheese.
Hi, Linted. Welcome, welcome.
Cheese.
I have points but no cheese. Oh yeah, Chaos used up all... whatever the limit of cheese is, I don't even remember. I made it some big limit, like 20 or 30 or something, or 40 possibly. I can't even remember. It's a high limit. Per stream. Which is far more cheese than anyone should ever need to throw at me. In one stream. Oh, cheese for cat? I see. Hold on, let me just take it off and throw it at cat. Take it! Hi, Linted.
Shut up.
Linted is another VTuber who works in electronic stuff. And, yeah. Cool stuff. Funnily enough, Linted is also... This is really bizarre, but completely separately, Linted and I have both stumbled upon the project of making a little electronic pet with an LCD thingy that is legally distinct from Tamagotchi. At the same time, which is very funny, but the way he's doing his is quite different and like, yeah. Anyway, hi! Welcome in Sleepy Teal Coda. How are you doing? Welcome. How was your stream? Oh my god, thank you for the follow, Ashes of Alice. Thank you.
Even
Hi.
if you want cheese.
Wait, how did she say that?
Even if you want cheese.
I thought she said even if you want cheese for a second. Nyan if you want cheese, and now you're using the Nyan team. What is this? Social engineering! Okay, hold on. Your Nyan is gonna be on hold for a second, because I need to shout out Sleepy Teal Coda. I also need to see if the shout out is working. It is good. It was very broken last stream for some reason. Pat. Some logging window tidy up, and then adding more event types for my on-stream Twitch notifications client. Interesting. Is that gonna also be like to do with redeems? Pat, again, before it disappears. Hope it went well. She said...
Oh my god! Wow! You just triggered a bug. You just like managed to do like some kind of race condition bug. My music started playing while the evil music was playing. That should not happen. Also, I have to nyan now, but it's gonna be a very evil nyan. Are you ready? Prepare your ears. Pa-pa-pa. Yeah. By the way, I do not want cheese. You've gone evil for me? Not doing the event types. Nah, it's fine.
Cheese.
A little bit of looking window. I hope it looks okay. Hope it went well. I guess it took longer than expected if you didn't do the event times. But
hey! That was like anticlimactic, but the pose made it great. Thank you. Thank you. I didn't know what pose I was doing, but thank you. I wasn't looking at myself. Anyway, welcome in, Sleepy. Thank you very much for the raid. Hi, I should introduce myself. Hello. I'm a weird cat. And I'm about to be attempting to do some, what's the word? Like benchmarking of some code running on a microcontroller. Seeing just how long it takes to execute. Even though I'm not going to be using this microcontroller. I've ordered another kind, completely different, but it hasn't arrived yet. And I've got this circuit all set up already for me to be able to upload to this other microcontroller that I am more familiar with. And I made some modifications to a library that someone made for decoding, like, voice that's encoded in a certain way. And I, like, made some improvements to it. I hope to make it faster and also functionally more nice. Like, fixed a bug where when it would squeak sometimes when it was meant to be quiet. And making it smoothly change from frame to frame. So the way it works is like it splits the speech up into like 40 frames per second, and then each frame has like a pitch associated with it, a volume, and 10 numbers, magic numbers, coefficients, woo, that like bend the buzzy sound or the hissy sound of the vocal tract or a whispering voice into like the mouth shapes, like wow. So yeah, I added interpolation between those frames to make these things change more smoothly, and a bunch of other things. Anyway, actually only one other thing, but I can't remember what it. So I'm curious to see if I were to release this library now for other people to use, since I'm not going to be using it on an Arduino, I'll be using it on something else. If it would be fast enough to even run on this, and I'm curious. So I want to see if this is the reason why nobody implemented interpolation, because it's just too goddamn slow, or if it was laziness. Laziness, I tell you. Alright, we'll see. I'm once again requesting that #1 cheese streamer be added to the tags. No, why? Why? Also, Yuk rapidly approaching your location. Wait, you gotta run away. You gotta run away, cat. You gotta go. Wait, how do I? Hang on. I want to add distortion to my sound, but I don't want to be destroying people's ears. But I want to do the sound more. Alright, let me just. Alright, hold on. How are we gonna do this? Let's add an amplifier effect, like a guitar amp effect. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go quiet for a moment because I don't want to be blasting people's ears. Blap. Oh, that is kind of loud. Wait, why is it so loud? Shush. That's weird. Hold on. How do I? Wait. Bass. This isn't much bass. Hello, bass. Why? What? Come on. Why is it not clipping? Oh my god, that's horrible. There we are. Okay. There we are. I got it. I can do the dish now. Wait. Hold on. Wait, cat. Hold on. You're gonna be running. Hold on. Wait. Blah. There. Perfect. People below me are not gonna be annoyed at all. I can't get this thing off my screen. Post office, you. Oh wait, do they have those? Do they have those like the plastic thing, and then there's the mic and the worst fucking speaker ever, which is somehow both distorting and super quiet. Like you can't even make out with this thing. Hold on, I have to go. There we are. There's a Nyan for Ninja, and I'm also gonna hydrate for Happy Nora. Almost looked like I forgot it. I didn't quite forget it. Not quite. It's horrible. So was the sound I just made, so it's fine. Wait, that's really cute. What the hell, Devil? It looks especially cute when it gets all bulgy on the emote. Something bulge. Oh well, what's this? Got a bit of technical debt. I need to pay off next stream. I was trying to force something to work. It works, but no unit tests. Okay, so it's like it works, but now it's like you're suspicious because it works. Like it works, but like but under what conditions? When's it gonna fail? Knock harder. Man, what would it sound like if I knocked on the mic? I'm curious now. Hold on, come back here. Where are we? Oh shit! Oh my god. That was really loud, sorry. I need to be careful with this. I want to keep playing around with it, but I also don't want to destroy people's ears. I'm really sorry, I don't want to destroy people's ears. This is not... Hey cat, do you want to hear a weirdly compressed and decompressed long uke voice? Good. Good, I'm gonna show you. Can I get a cheeseburger and a small fries? It does sound like... Hold on. Ah, deleted the wrong one. Wait, go away, okay. I deleted the reverb instead. Sever your leg, please. It's it's the greatest day. What? What? Is this a reference to something I don't know? Also, welcome in, Johnny. Hi. Welcome. Welcome Bucky as well. Hi. Man, I'm missing people. Okay, so if I press the button, boop, it's gonna. This is compiling for Windows now, so it's fine. I need to move this onto the Arduino, and it's on the thing. Okay, and it made a file. Now let me show you what it made. The whole point is what it made. Where did it drop its file? Oh, right there. Hold on. We're opening the file. We're setting all the things to the correct numbers, and it sounds like this.
Snail 2.
The pitch messes up at the end, but whatever. so that's the kind of quality that is going to be on this thing. But the I'll like break it down into like individual words that can be pieced together and stuff. So that was the voice of the long uke, which is that's a long story. A long story. The pun was not intended. I'm sorry. And then it was compressed to a format known as LPC-10, and then decoded by this code into like a raw audio file. And this code is a library that someone else made, which I have edited quite a bunch now. And I'm about to try to put it onto the Arduino, which is what it was originally made for, which is like a little microcontroller. Oh my god, it's me. Within me. Yuke! Yuke! What are you doing? Ow! Ow. Wait, I need an echo effect. I need like a delay echo effect. If I'm gonna do that. Anyway. Should I show you why I'm not gonna be using the so this here is called Arduino IDE, and this is some code as a test for the new microcontroller that I wanted to get, which is not technically Arduino. Sounds like a long uke from a horror game. Why a horror game? Oh my god. Wow, kids these days will think anything that's low quality is horror. Oh my god, the horror! Okay, yeah. Wow. Let me make it more horrific. Wait, let me make it even more horrific. That's actually a horrible noise. I'll be expecting its completion in 30 business days. Wait, what? The long story of the long uke could be a name for a narrative game. So that's kind of nice. In HS, is it high school? We got an assignment to make something with Arduino. I don't like fidgeting with tiny wires on a breadboard, so I slapped a small screen on it and wrote a Chip 8 emulator on it. Huh? You casually wrote an emulator on the for the okay, that's really impressive. There's enough memory for that? What Arduino are you using? Anyway, hi. Sorry, it's very spooky. Thank you for the pats as well. It reminded me of an ENA. What an ENA? English never attributed. There's not enough memory. Oh, okay. Chip 8 is very small. Yeah, but you've got 2 kilobytes on an Arduino Uno, so... Anyway, so here's why I won't... Speaking of things having not much space, this here was some code that I wrote to just to see how much space would be used. Okay, originally it was like this. Well, originally it was this, and not even any of that. But so this is. Hang on. How do I begin? Get your thoughts together. You can form a sentence, Yuke. I believe in you. I don't actually believe in me in the slightest, but anyway. So this new microcontroller that I wanted to get is kind of similar to the Arduino in terms of how much memory it has. So it's got the same amount of memory. No, it hasn't. I think it's got 8 kilobytes rather than 2 kilobytes. But the amount of storage space for the code that it's actually going to be running is the same. 32 kilobytes. So like, let's see how much space it takes when it runs this tiny bit of code which outputs one value to a pin, sleeps for a bit, then writes a different value to a pin, and then send something on a serial port. Shall we see this tiny bit of code, right? You could have like an entire flipping speech decoding thing. You could have like a pet long uke. But let's just see how much this uses. Let's also see how goddamn long it takes to compile. This is compiling for the STM32 microcontroller. That is what I've ordered and hasn't arrived yet. So first of all, compiling takes a long time.
cheese.
Hey, look, you snapped it out. Oh, wait, no, never mind. I thought it was done. Never mind. That was a warning in one of the libraries. It does take slightly less time than this on the subsequent ones, but it also takes much... Oh my god, it's making my audio stutter. It also takes much longer than compiling for the Arduino. It takes the AVR microcontrollers. Okay, there we are. 61% of all the available program space is being used by this. It's like 2/3, 20 kilobytes out of 30 kilobytes. Anyway, so yeah, this is a little bit of a bad joke. So anyway, TLDR, TraceLadder helped me get Platform IO set up for programming instead. And anyway, if we just reduce the code to this, right? Just turn on a pin, one bit of one pin. Then, well, first of all, compiling takes a while. It'll take a bit less time this time, especially since I'm not including those libraries. But it still takes a lot longer than compiling for the Arduino. This is literally just turn on one pin. Reminder. And there we are. Still nearly a third. 9 point something kilobytes to turn on one pin. Anyway, so yeah, I won't be using this. The equivalent thingy for when using Platform IO is 300 and something bytes, which is better. What is that? Like one... Wait, what is that? That's like 3%? Yeah, 3%, I think, of that size. Of that size. Not of total size, of this size. Anyway. So I won't be using this. Anyway, I wonder how much of the bin size is just padding. Yep, so this is optimized for size. This is using the Nano C standard library, right? Or runtime library. If I change this to standard, this is actually quite amusing, but what's this? Standard. Compile. Compile. I'm gonna increase my CPU speed a bit for this. Let's just try and get it done faster. I don't want to be waiting so long. This is amusing. But all we're trying to do is turn on one pin now, and I'm using whatever the standard thingy is, rather than the nano one. And eventually, ta-da! Error compiling. Should we see what the error is? Because the error is quite amusing. Wait, where is the error? Hold on. Wait, where's the actual error? Hold on. It's funny. Wait, where is it? Where is it? Ta-da! Section text will not fit in regional flash. It's bigger than 32 kilobytes to turn on one pin! Anyway. So there we go. This is actually unusable. Also, this is like... Oh, okay, that is with serial support added. USB support, nothing, and blah, blah, blah. So, anyway. We're gonna be not doing this. An equivalent for the Arduino would be this. Let's see what the size is. Because basically the compiler is using for the AVR microcontrollers, which are using the Arduino, are better. Like behind the scenes, it's gonna... I understand behind the scenes, it's like sets up a timer. Port A was not declared in this scope. Wait, what are you talking about? Port A was not... Huh? What? Wait, since when is... Huh? Port A was not declared in the scope? What? Wait. Has stuff been messed up by me installing this board, man? This board? I know for a fact that, like... Wait, okay. Where's the previous code that I wrote? Let's just try to upload a previous thing. Like, for example... the Uno power saving thing that I was doing literally just the other day, which we know compiles. Although we're not doing port writes on it. Well, we're doing register writes and shit, whatever. Anyway, does it compile? Please compile. It does compile. 768 bytes. So why is it not finding port A? Are you saying that port A doesn't exist? Port B exists? Okay, and now I'm very, very curious. Wait a sec. Port B? Just set it to a random value. Don't need anything in here. Sure. Have to save it to be able to upload it. Hold on. Hold. By the way, this is on verbose.
Right now. I don't normally have it on verbose. Oh, wait. It's also, like, I feel like this is just slower to compile in general right now. I don't know if it's because I've got it set to verbose or what. This just feels slow. Oh, it's probably because I'm streaming. Hold on. I'll catch up soon. There we are. That many bytes. I guess port A doesn't exist, but port B does? Really? Really? Why am I wide? Okay, yeah, port A, it doesn't know what port A is, but it knows what port B is. What the fuck? Interesting. Slightly suspicious as well. And I think I'm gonna remove that from the board. The thingy. Where is it? Boards manager. Because this uses a lot of space. Okay, we'll catch up in a sec on chat, I promise.
STM32. Here it is. Remove. Yeah. Do it. Like, it's literally unusable, so what's the point of even having it installed? Why do you need to download an index file to be able to uninstall it? Or is that something else that it was doing in the background? I guess that was something it was doing in the background. Never mind. Alright, close. It's gone. Is it done? Is it gone? Oh my goodness, it's not just running. Okay, it's gone! Woo! Why am I so wide? I just got made wide. I'd like to know the same... I'd like to know as well. Anyway, let's remove all this crap from my screen right now and sort some things out. I'm gonna read the chat for a moment. I swear I'll actually get to programming in a moment. But anyway, TLDR, that's basically what's been happening off stream. I realized that I can't use the Arduino IDE for this microcontroller that I want, and then TraceCloud helped a bunch. Okay, let me catch up on chat. What microcontroller is it? You did miss that. It is... this. Okay, I'm scrolling. Oh my god, I've missed so much! It was sort of a multi-platform virtual machine for computers back in the 80s. I see. They had a lot more than 2 kilobytes of RAM, though. Would you like a cursed easy first fact? You may already know it, though. Sure. If you're still here, sure. I'm very sorry for taking so long. I got on a bit of a side tangent there. You asked about redeems. It will eventually start for certain redeems, maybe a random image and sound redeem. But I'm gonna have other apps connect to my server and listen out for specific redeems. I see. How much of that are the includes in both compile time and size? Looks like a lot. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna be seeing irrelevant things now. I wanna see the size of the object file. I'll give you a cursed. Anyway, for C arrays, index array is exactly equivalent to array index. Yeah, that is pretty cursed. I've had that one before though. That seems like a really unoptimized build process. It sounds like it's linking to a bunch of stuff in the Arduino runtime that you don't actually use. It is. And apparently you can remove some of those things, and the size will go down from 9 kilobytes to 5 kilobytes, according to the information on the STM32 Arduino wiki page. Excuse me, which is still crazy to me. Like, I know it's going to be setting up stuff for the timers, right? To give you like the sleep, or not the sleep functionality, the millis and micros, the things that tell you how long your thing's been running for. On PIO, we are using OpenCM compared to big ass Arduino stuff. Yeah, it was huge when you were using STM32 Arduino on Platform IO as well, but Platform IO gives you different options, which is nice. Use it wisely. I don't know if I'm going to use that wisely. That's why the day job discourages use of certain C++ things. Wait, what is? I'm scrolling up. I can't see a message from you before that is related to that. Meanwhile, someone wrote Minecraft in 4 kilobits. That's very little. Holy. Wait, there's a Yui? I missed Yui? What the fuck? Yuisha? Oh my god, you are there! Hi! I'm so sorry. Hi, Yuisha. Welcome. Hi, French Monk as well. Sagama Port, wait, what? Why am I so wide? I don't know. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I've caught up. Alright, should we begin the stream? I think we should begin the stream. Alright, let's begin. You want ice cream? Wait, I added HICKUP as a command? I don't remember that at all. Okay, hold on. Where's the button? Ah! Hi, snooze. I didn't mean the cheese button. But okay. Where's the Arduino stuff? Arduino... No, that's Ableton. Where's Get out of here. Okay, I'm gonna save this as something called, Talkie Benchmark. So Talkie is the name of the LPC-10 speech decoding library thingy that I've been modifying. And first of all, I just want to benchmark the speed of the main decoding thing. So the way it works in the original Talkie is you go into this loop. Wait, where is it? It's below, isn't it? We go into this loop. I mean, for a start, we don't have all of this interpolation related stuff, but there's basically a loop here. It reads some bits from a file. The bits are stored like not on byte boundaries. They can straddle byte boundaries. So I've also tried to make a more efficient thing to read bits. I don't know if it is more efficient or not. We're going to time that as well. And yeah, it goes into this loop where it reads some things, and then what it would do on the Arduino version is it would set a value that is used by an interrupt that fires at 8 kilohertz. And yeah, that basically outputs another sample. In other words, it moves the speaker to a different position. It writes another one of these values to a port. Oh, that's actually not quite right. That's not quite true. It sets the PWM value. Like, so there's a PWM running at like 62.5 kilohertz, which is really, really fast, faster than, you know, higher pitch than we can hear. And it's just pulsing the speaker on and off to approximate different values between like 0 and 255. And then the 8 kilohertz timer is just like outputting, setting that speaker value to a different position. So it's like, that's each audio sample timer, if you like. But because here on the Windows version, we don't have a timer, or hardware timer, well, I mean, easily usable hardware timer, whatever. Anyway, we are outputting this just as many times as the timer would be called within like the 25 milliseconds, aka 40 times a second time period. So in the Windows version, I'm just calling this a bunch of times, and on the Arduino version, the timer is ticking a bunch of times. And then this happens again, and we decode the next frame, and then we like output a bunch of samples, either using this on the Windows version, or the timer ticks and outputs a bunch of different things, because it's like running in real time on the Arduino, you know, whereas here it's just like running as fast as it possibly can. So here, this thing here just outputs a thing to a file. Eventually, well, it calls this eventually. If I wanted to do file store, I could probably just put it in an array and then flush the array at the end. So that'd probably be a lot faster than calling the function to write to the file. But also I don't really care, because this Windows thing is not its final form. Exclamation mark, he corp. Yeah, that one's not added. 1 hour in, let's begin the stream. You know it, that's how it goes. That's how dev streams go. Time to write a line of code. Okay, so what I'm really caring about for the speed is a little bit this, the get bits thing. But this is only happening like once every 40th of a second. So 40 times a second. Whereas this is happening 8,000 times a second. So this is what I really, really care about. So what I want to do first is basically just copy and paste all the code over. Don't even worry about setting up the timers. I'm just going to manually call this in a loop and make it put a pin high at the start of the loop and put a pin low at the end of the loop. And I'm going to monitor that pin with an oscilloscope. And then, yeah, we'll use the oscilloscope to time how long that pin stayed high for. And then that's how long it took to run this. And if the amount of time it took is less than, like, how often this would be being called, which I think is 250 microseconds, right? Is that right? Hold on, let me work this out. Okay, so there are 1 million microseconds in a second, and we're doing this 8,000 times. Oh, 125. Oh shit. we got much less time than I thought. Oof, we're cutting it short. Wait, really? Yeah, okay, this function has to run in less than 125 microseconds. And that's ignoring the fact that we also have to do this reading the next bit of data every now and then. So let's just try it. I'm gonna first try it with without this interpolation thingy. And by the way, you won't be able to hear this, unfortunately. I don't have a circuit set up yet to be able to hear this on the speaker. But if I see that it's running fast enough, then I'll try to get a circuit running. Because I did also do this. I did also prepare this. That's not the one. Hold on. Open file. Where is it? Here we are. I made this little thingy, which I believe is what I need. This is a circuit simulator. Oh my goodness. I just scrolled. What the fuck? I just scrolled the mouse and I changed something by mistake. I didn't know you could do that. Okay. Apparently you can just move the mouse over a component and use the scroll wheel to change this. I had no idea. I was trying to zoom in. Anyway, this is running kind of slowly. Let me slow this down a bit. I mean, the frame rate was getting slow. So this is, I believe this is basically the circuit that I'd need. If we slow this way down, then you can see what's happening. Essentially, we have basically we have two MOSFETs here, and so this is all the analog side. We have two MOSFETs here. We have a resistor and a capacitor, and this little bit over here, this here is the stand-in for a speaker. I'm going to be using an 8 ohm speaker. And also because the speaker has a coil in it, I measured the inductance of the coil and apparently it was 40 microhenries. I'm so not used to dealing with inductance. I don't even know if that's the same number. Like, I don't even know if I measured it correctly or what, but I just added that just in case it would make the simulation slightly more accurate. And so yeah, so this is the so-called push-pull configuration. Which I did not know about at the time. This piece of software is... Hang on, very fast. Where is this? Wait, hang on. It is this. Ta-da! And it has... So that version runs in your browser, but there's also a download link to download it. A version that runs locally. It's just a JavaScript thing, so, well, it's an entire goddamn browser, so, you know, like every program nowadays, but if it runs in your browser, then your browser's already running, right? So, push-pull, isn't that basically AC? Yes. Kind of? Except in here it's not actually AC, so it's just going between 5 volt and ground here. I guess ideally this would be going between 5 volts and minus 5 volts, or 2.5 volts and minus 2.5 volts. Which is why I have a capacitor here to block the DC part and turn it into actually AC. But anyway, so basically what's happening is, this little area here is just kind of simulating like what the Arduino should be outputting when it wants to be outputting a square wave. We have like the timer running at this very high speed, and sometimes it's not coming through at all because this is an AND gate when this is off. But when this one turns on, which is happening at 1 kilohertz, which is like a frequency that we can hear, that's if you wanted it to beep at that frequency, right? Then we're letting through the really like above audible frequencies. So basically, if we speed this up again, we're effectively getting something that sometimes... Yeah, we're effectively getting something that is off or pulsing, or off or pulsing. And then when this is not doing anything, 5 volts, this MOSFET is turned on. Which is like charging up this capacitor, basically. And then when it is pulsing, this one is coming into play. Actually, you know what we could do is remove this entirely. Or, can I set it to like 100% duty cycle? Is that a thing I can do? It is. Okay, there we are. That's probably easier to visualize. Yeah, half the time this capacitor is being charged, and then it's going on the opposite polarity. This capacitor is turning on, which is discharging this capacitor in a short circuit that's not quite a short circuit because I've got this resistor here to avoid crazy current spikes. So this capacitor here, basically, if we can make the speaker do this, that would be really nice, right? So I connect the speaker basically there. Remember, this is the stand-in for the speaker. Unfortunately, there's no speaker that I can like add in this simulator. That's why I just made it a resistor and a coil. And then this capacitor here blocks DC. Wow, look at this graph that we're getting. That's crazy. Anyway, let me just let this be pulsing again. I'm control Zing. Why are we not? Is it putting it back? It's not putting it back for some reason. There we are. Speeding it up again. So what we're measuring here is which thing are we measuring? Ah, this. The voltage across this. So this is what the speaker is going to be seeing, basically. Essentially, this capacitor here is a high pass, so it's blocking DC from reaching the speaker, and that's necessary because we're not actually using AC here. We're switching 5 volts on and off. So we need to stop that because we want the speaker to actually be able to move in and out, basically, not just like be at the middle point and then up only. We wanted to actually be able to move between the two things. So I blocked the DC thing there. And then this here is a basic, so that's a high pass filter. And this here is a low pass filter to remove all these really, really fast 62.5 kilohertz things because, well, we don't want them. If I remove this capacitor, then you can see that what is actually happening to the speaker is it's being pulsed on and off like this really quickly, which is not actually what I want. So if you put it back, then yeah. And if we remove this capacitor, then you can see that there's a big offset the entire time. I'd need to change the scale of this graph to even be able to see it, but it's like way up above too high. So anyway, hopefully this will work. I haven't made the circuit in real life yet. You can still see like a little bit going on down here. There's like some really fast switching stuff that's leaking through a little bit. But this here is a spectrogram that's showing what frequencies are actually coming through, and it's like, it's saying that the things that I care about about removing are actually removed. How do I remove them? How do I increase the thingy? No, the other way, other way, other way, other way. This way? This way? Oh, there we are.
Here at Uke Industries, we present Unix level audio devices.
Sorry, I think she butchered that a lot. What did she say? Here at Uke Industries, we present you next level audio devices. Is it? I hope it is. So somewhere around here, this tiny little spike there, I'm going to zoom in so you have a small chance of seeing it. There's like the tiniest little notch in the spectrogram there, which should be right around the 62 kilohertz. I think most of it's being filtered out. If I remove this, now it all comes through and you get this enormous spike around 62 kilohertz. So this does seem to be working for high passing it, or low passing it, which is really nice. And you just see like big spikes down low where it's 1 kilohertz, which is the frequency we actually care about, which is really cool. If I zoom in a bit down at the low end, then you can see there's a nice spike there around 1 kilohertz. So hopefully this is actually going to work. Who knows? If it is, we'll find out eventually. We have these harmonics of 1 kilohertz as well because we're switching it in like a square wave. Anyway, all right, that's the end of that. Eventually, if the Arduino is fast enough, I'll be doing that. I'll be trying to make that circuit and seeing if it works. And that's what will be being used on the actual thing as well. I currently don't have any MOSFETs that are able to switch. Wait, no. That doesn't matter. Never mind. Ignore what I was about to say. I was about to say I don't have any MOSFETs that can switch at 3.3 volts, but that's irrelevant right now because the Arduino is 5 volts. This AVR thing's running at 5 volts. Anyway, here at Uke Industries, I already read that. Ask the long Uke, I'm sure she'll agree, they're next level. I think she'll be very confused and just go along with it. Also, hi Stu. Let me catch up now. If you right-click a component and click sliders, you can get a slider on the right for the properties. Wait, that sounds kind of nice! Like a duty cycle. Interesting, thank you for that information. Let me hydrate now and save the kidneys and pulse check. Do I need to save the kidneys? I do not need to save the kitties, but I will hydrate. Who needs 3.3 when we have 3v3? What's the difference? Also, high nymph. Oh, I said high nymph. High nymph. I'm gonna have a bit more actually. Three dickety 3. What does that mean? Dickety. What is it indicative of? Okay, I've stretched. Hi, Ezreal. It's what Abe Simpson always says when he's listing numbers or dates. Is it? Like how? 19 dickety 30? 19 dickety 8? Arch, by the way? Void, by the way. Void, wait, what? Is there a Linux version called Void? How confusing. Okay, so let's begin. 19 dickety 3. Okay. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is copy over everything that I think I need to make this work. So all it defines, I'll put some of these other things back eventually. Oh, once I've copied it. Chub size, interpolation. I'll copy these variables, I guess, but I won't use them yet. We don't need a file handle. End sump total. Is end sump total being used anywhere? It's being used just for printing. Okay. We reset it to... Wait, what? Okay, yeah, it's just being used for debug printing, that's fine. Current data I will need. Although, you know what, I might originally start with the, I think I'll originally start with the code that, the original code. You know what, let's just put the original code in. Let's just, alright, sanity test, a sanity test. Let's start with the original, the actual original. I have the Talkie library, so I should be able to import a Talkie example. But I'll use the same speech data that I'm using for mine, just because why not? Anything, this, sure, this. Excuse me. Talkie benchmark. Right, fine, I'll copy and paste this into the Talkie benchmark. Because I'm going to be changing it. I can't modify an example as read-only. We don't need... oh, this is an example where it says a bunch of things. Okay, we just want to do one. So we're gonna change... What do I need to remove? Oh! Wait, I'm being silly because... Rainwest! Hi! Thank you very much for the raid. Hi. How was stream? I'm being silly because I'm modifying the... Not the library itself at this point. Raid with no viewers. Hey! IC2. How was stream? Welcome, welcome. Live 2D rigger. And that is Rainwest. Day 3 of rigging. How went rigging? And do you have art tags? Pat. If you do, if you have something you'd like to show, just let me know because I need to do a thing to allow links. But yeah, if you'd like to show off something that you've been working on, please. Just say. Oh, yeah, also you could just send on Discord, right? I think we've done that before, right? Right? Alright. Hold on. Hold. I cannot scroll. What's happening? Help! Okay, sorry. Minor panic happening off stream. Anyway, yeah, welcome. Hi, I very much appreciate it. Okay, a bit. Alright, hold on. Let me make it so you can post a link. Or you can do it on Discord. Because that's... I think that's how we've done it in the past, right? I don't know. I have a Discord or not. Oh, okay, yes. I must be thinking of someone else. I'm very sorry. Hold on. Oh, where's the tab? Where is it? Here it is. Okay, I think you can post links now. Just join? No, it's fine, you can... I mean, you can as well. If you want, it's there. But yeah, you can also just drop a link now. It should work. I've learned something about keyboards and I want to share. Sure, so share the knowledge. where I can post? You can drop it in this chat right now. But also you can put it in like a media share on my Discord server, if you want. I just mentioned that because I see you've joined. Welcome, welcome. Everybody is welcome. I mean, no Discord. Yeah, media share is probably best. Media share. Media share would be good. Assistant, can I borrow the sticky note? What? Well, they're as bad as brushes. Collecting your hair. Just cleaned my keep. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I see it. I see it. Whoa! Looks nice. What the hell? No, I'm surprised, but it looks nice. Hold on. Slide that over there. Look at this. That is adorable! Oh my god, look at the torso! The way it like rotates, that actually looks... How does that look so 3D? Wow. Nice work. And there's also this one. Oh my god. Look at this detail. I kind of like the way the iris expands at first. It looks like it's like some hypnosis thing for a moment. Wow. Nice work. What the hell? Also, this is an adorable model, by the way, I just have to say. I approve. I approve of the tartan. Thank you for sharing. It's not 3D? No, that's live 2D. Oh no, it's hot. It is! 4+ digits model skills. Right? Right? Spread the dumb? No. Still work in progress. Yeah. I guess that you weren't done yet because you mentioned that you were working on it, but that's really cool already. Like, it's already impressive to me. I'm sorry. I know I should wait for the final thing. Anyway, thank you very much. Thank you for sharing. I'm just gonna slap the speech. SP... Yook. Let's do it this way. But yeah, hi, I'm working on something very different right now. I'm gonna be timing how long code takes to run and seeing if it runs quickly enough, even though I'm not gonna be using this microcontroller that it's running on. I don't have the one that I will be using yet. It hasn't arrived yet, so like now I'm curious about like design changes I've made to this in the past, and I'm just curious if it would work, even though I'm not going to be using it. Just for the hell of it, just for the fun of it, just want to see what fast it is, what speed it is. I'm gonna remove this right now because it's no longer talky. I mean, this is. I'm not removing the copyright from the library itself. But no notice. Anyway, let's see what happens if this runs. Hopefully it'll work. Oh, wait a minute. How do I flipping? I'm being a little bit silly. If I want to monitor how long it takes, I have to modify the library. Thank you for showing my work on the stream. No worries. It looks amazing.
I can only use deep magics to fake 3D with 2D. Yes, it's actual magic. Actual magic. Ringmist is talented. Wait, did I not shout out? I did shout out. Okay, for a moment I thought I forgot to shout out. You get an extra shout out. Like that. Your shadow right now. But it's fun. Wait. There's an interesting kind of outline around the avatar that was showing up when I was doing the shout out, even though it was shaded. Strange. Olive 2D? Sorry, that's an amusing typo. Any live 2D, yes. Olive 2D would be an amusing competitor name. You can either measure
what time it is or how long it takes, but never both at the same time. Unless you're using a microcontroller where measuring how long it takes requires seeing what time it is and then subtracting one from the other, but then the subtractions themselves take the time, but you can do the subtraction after the main thing is done. 3D olives. Okay, what am I trying to do? Well, I'm getting sidetracked here. Where are we? Arduino. Okay, Arduino. Here we are. Here's Arduino. Libraries. Talkie. Let me just quickly check a thing really quickly. Hold. Please hold. Hold. Oh my god. Where am I? Where am I? Checking. Are we good? Am I good? Yeah, I think this works. Alright. Okay, so plop. Hi Vidivan, welcome! I was making a joke on that one quantum phenomenon, but I guess our wavelengths didn't collapse. No, I know what you mean. It's the same thing for FFTs as well. You can get lots of detail about this, like the frequency, or you can get lots of detail about the time. It's a trade-off. The more accurately you measure how much time something takes, the more time it takes. That as well. The Yuke does not know how long she is. Instead, she knows how long she isn't. And figures out how long she is by subtracting how long she isn't. By how long she wasn't. How long she wasn't. Okay, let's have a look at this. Let's open this. I guess I can just make it appear in here, right? I can. Okay, so blah blah. So the original reading a bit looked like this. The original say, this is where it sets up the timer, this is where it reads the frame, and this is the thing that executes every sample. So let's make it write a value to a port that we can monitor with the Arduino. I'm actually going to disable all of the timer stuff right now. Wait, no, I'm going to disable the I wanted to not be doing PWM. Where does the PWM bit get started? Timer 2 is set up as PWM. Timer 1 as the 8 kHz sample interrupt. Is this like getting it so set up that by the time... Where's the actual outputting? Next PWM. Where's the actual outputting? Next PWM. Oh, OCR TV is set there. Okay, so I'm just gonna not call this because I don't want the PWM to be toggling pins potentially, because I'm just, for speed, I'm just gonna write to the entire port and monitor that, basically. So you know, stuff. Let's not do that. Like, I don't want this to be timed anyway. This is like kind of irrelevant. So let's... Well, I mean, I guess it is kind of relevant, right? It's kind of relevant. It's kind of relevant. It's kind of relevant. I'll keep it on, but well, maybe the callback is clever. Maybe the callback just toggles one pin anyway. And by callback, I mean the timer itself. The timer probably just toggles a single pin, right? It's dedicated timer pin. I think I could dive into the datasheet if I really cared, but I'm not sure I care enough. Let's just see if toggling a pin works and I can measure it. An Arduino is enough to do optical character recognition? No, unfortunately not. This is unfortunately much more head-hurty timer. So should we dive into it? Yeah, fuck it. We're diving into it. We're diving into it. Let's see exactly what it's doing. Let's reverse engineer this shit. This is the wrong folder. Why have I got this open? Where are we? Talkie, here we are. Let's go up a bit. Info. Datasheets. Uno. This one? Question mark? Can you not crash, please? Okay, so let's see. OC, where are we? TCCR2A. The timer counter / control register. Okay, so let's see what we're actually doing. So we're setting which bits. This, so 2B1, 21, and 20. 2B1. 2B1 and 21 and 20. So this one's turning on, and this one's turning on, this one's turning on. So 2B1, so 2B1. Let's see what 2B1 is for a start. 2B1. So when 2B1 is on and 2B0 is not on, so this combination here, what the timer is going to do is reset OC2B when it matches. OC2B. OC2B. What is OC2B? Oh, that's just the output compare pin. So it's turning off that pin when the timer has counted up high enough, I guess. So what makes the pin turn back on? Oh, wait, there's more. Let's see what this one is. TCCR2B. TCCR2B. CS20. I will say this datasheet is so much easier to read than the STM32 microcontroller one. Anyway, CS20 is being turned on as well. CS20 is being turned on. CS20 is on, and nothing else is. Ah, this is just setting the speed event.
See.
Okay. I guess some other stuff is already set up then for turning on the pin. That's already set, you know, because the Arduino sets stuff up for PWM. Maybe that's what it's already doing. OCR stands for obey cheese requirements. No! Expressive pick shear force of E! What are you going to use an STM micro for the final or an ATML or what? What? What are you going to use an STM micro for the final or an ATML or what? I'm going to be using an STM, well, this one. Is it still on the clipboard? It's not. I shared it a moment ago. Maybe I should pin it. I'm going to be using this currently, is what I think anyway. I've ordered some, so I'm going to be trying to use some. Make sure the project is deep enough before you dive into it head first. By the way, Long Youth doesn't even know how long she is. Just. There are 2 attempts at reading my poorly formed question, and I appreciated both of them. Thanks. Alright, anyway, I just want to toggle a pin. A pin. Okay, how are the pins mapped on the Arduino? One sec. How are the pins mapped? Hello? It was in... Where was it in? Was it in bit math? Is that where it was? Why is it loading on this screen? No, it's not in bit math. Which one was it? Port mapping. Port manipulation. There it is. Why is it on the screen? Why did it be on the screen? Port B, digital pins 8 to 13. 8 to 13. There's also this one. 0 to 7, but that conflicts with the serial, you know? So if I wanted to use serial data, this won't work. But I'm not wanting to use serial right now, so I guess it doesn't really matter, right? There's also the analog input pins. I could just output on those. Sure, let's output an analog input pin. Sounds really weird, but let's try it. Okay, let's output on port C. It's just the analog input pins. They don't serve double duty, except for analog input, I guess, but I'm not going to be using analog input. Alright, port C. Port C is what we want. Port C. Okay. Port C. Let's set port C to be output for a start. So data direction register C. I'm assuming that the lowest bit 1 is for the lowest analog input, sorry. So bit 0 would be analog input 0, I'm guessing. We'll find out in a minute. I could set them all to output. Okay, we'll just do this. So port C, bits 0 to 7 equals analog inputs 0 to 7. I'm assuming. Set bit. So set analog input 0 to output mode. And then from within the library itself, we'll toggle port C. 1 bit of port C. Well, just, I mean, well, I won't do the toggle routine because that involves... Well, I don't know. Anyway, let's do this right at the very beginning. Even before these, I don't know if they'll actually... I don't know if these will incur any CPU load, actually. The statics, obviously, will need setting up at the very beginning, but then ever after that, these lines aren't going to actually do anything, right? But anyway, let's just put it here. Port C equals... we'll write a 1 bit to it. My voice is hurting, what the hell? Set analog input pin 0 to high. And then at the very end of this callback, we'll set it to 0 to low. And let's try uploading it, I guess. I really hope that the Arduino IDE realizes that this file has been modified. I remember needing to... I remember sometimes needing to reload the IDE to make it reload library files, but... We'll see. I haven't even compiled it yet, so... When we want this to go onto an Uno... it's not even connected to the computer yet, what the hell? Right.
Shut.
Why? Why? Who's doing this? Jock Eber, Marianne, what are you doing? Stop this!
Jeez.
Exclamation mark, stop this. Why? Wait, why are the pins not...
Please.
Oh, because I need... Right, I made it so I still have it in the mode where I need to connect my multimeter to be able to make the circuit turn on so that I measure the current. Because I was caring about current before. I'm not caring about current for this one, I'm caring about speed, so I'll do that.
Jeez.
Okay, it's now on. What is this? Have you heard about how Twitch did ban a bunch of people, falsely accusing them of purchase fraud? When they went to appeal, they would not let them because they don't allow appeals for purchase fraud, which they don't even do. I heard that something like that happened a while ago. Why? Why? Christopher, stop this. Oh my god, okay, I'll just let you use up all your cheese slices then. Fine. Fine. I did hear about that a while ago, Cool Coding Cat, yeah. Like, I don't know if it's happened again recently. I know like maybe a month ago or so. I remember reading something about that. Or, I mean, there were videos about it. The voice is suffering from reading too many scuffed and Nympheus comments. Nah, it's suffering from me being weird and squeaky. Worms are coming out? Worms are coming out? Wait, like Long Yuke? Long Yuke is coming out? That's good. She's cute. Also, this is a really cute emote as well. Cute! We are... I can't speak to everyone, but I personally am a lover of cute worms, so... Portsea. Portsea, yes, exactly, Marianne. Portsea. Alright, let's try... Well, what port is it? It's the one that says Arduino Uno, I'd assume. Okay, let's try to upload. So what it's going to do is like try to speak this, and when it's done it will do nothing. So I guess I could put this in loop, huh? And then we also make this so that, yeah, I've still got the port, the Arduino flasher thingy connected. It's still acting as a flasher right now. Its heartbeat LED is flashing on the flasher. That's not what the flasher means. If flashing is in like programming another Arduino chip, but another AVR. I'm now going to disconnect all of that because I don't want to be using it. This is going to suck when I need to reconnect it, isn't it? Okay, it's all disconnected now. All disconnected. Ah, what a waste. I mean, you know, I made all that, and now if I want to use it again I have to reconnect all those wires. Okay, we're not doing any of that. This is just going to be upload normally, not the upload using programmer, just upload normally, and let's click it and see what happens. These are my best worm-esque emotes. Aww. I mean, you don't forget you have access to these ones. I'm noticing all this red text out of the corner of my eye. Don't forget these ones. Why are they not appearing correctly? Wait, let me send another message, that might fix it. Sometimes... That does not fix it. What if I send them again? Does that resynchronize them? Why is it so hard to select text? Did that fix it? Fuck, they're permanently broken. Ah, sad. Wait, did I even post the right ones? 1, 2, 3. I did. Why am I being sprayed? What is this? Anyway, what's up complaining about? SPU must be const in order to be put into read-only section. Okay, cool. So the official sketch doesn't even work. Okay. So what? uint8 const? Is that how it works? I didn't expect to need it to be debugging the official thingy. I kind of want to turn off verbose stuff as well. Right, still fading. What's the problem now? Multiple definitions of chirp? What? Why are there multiple definitions of chirp? Huh? Okay, what the fuck's going on here? What is this? Let me just compile it again, but without the verbose this time. Maybe it'll be readable. You have to refresh to sync them because of how GIF works. Well, I mean, that completely depends on the browser, but yeah. I don't. I need to do that on Firefox for some reason. Alright, what's the problem? Invalid conversion from const uint8t star to uint8t star. What the fuck is this, man? Why am I having to fix the fucking example? What is this? It sucks. This used to work, by the way. Do I need to, like, go back to the old compiler? Because I know, because Stewie helped me update the compiler to a new version, but it used to work. What the hell? In function talkie set pertur sketch. What am I reading, man? What's the problem? I don't want to have to be fixing an example. It should just work. What is this bullshit? Does talkie.h have the same const? Am I doubling up? Talkie.h have the same const? The same const as what? Let's see. Where are we? Arduino. This one, talkie? Here we are. There are only two oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. It's not because I have the file open here, is it? Okay, pressing Ctrl W closed the entirety of Arduino. Amazing. I haven't redefined anything. Look at my code. We can't see anything right now because it's not even loaded. Also, I now have so much stuff loaded that it can't fit in my taskbar. What the fuck? I didn't think I had that much stuff. Okay, I don't need this. I do need that. I don't need this. I guess I need that. I guess I need that. I guess I need that. I don't need this. I don't need this. Why am I in jail? Okay, here we are. How do I close this? How do I get rid of this shit? Delete? I don't want to delete it. I just want it to not be there. What the fuck? What? How do I get rid of this thing? Okay, I'm gonna make a backup of this file before it gets deleted. And now I'm gonna say delete. Delete. Yeah, I want to delete it. Now close this. Okay, it hasn't actually deleted it. So it looks like maybe maybe dragging it on actually might have made a copy of it. Okay, let's now load. Now let's load.
Why am I being made evil non-stop on today's stream? What the hell? Oh, because I deleted it, I guess. I feel like that's not even hardware development, DocRex. That's just C in general. Or software dev in general, especially Python and C though. Hi, DocRex. Welcome. Okay, does it work now? Was me having a file open here being treated... Okay, it works. Okay, I guess dragging a file on here made a copy of the file in the folder. Anyway, apparently it works now. Nice. There's warnings though. Whatever. Wait, what? Huh? There are warnings about the core Arduino thingy. What the?
What is all... There are so many warnings! This is... Okay. Anyway, let's just see if it works, shall we? Upload. Also... Yeah. Did I modify my voice? Did I modify my voice? What? works on my machine. So your machine is a pile of socks and angry lizards. I'm so confused by everything right now. Arduino, the Twitch chat, what is going on? The fact that people are throwing cheese at me? That's always confused me though, I'm gonna be honest. Just now when you're speaking in a big low-pitched voice, someone used the evil redeem. So I became...
Like this.
Was that you or someone else?
It was me. Very evil.
There's also the spooky Yuki redeem, which makes me sound like this. And there's also the sensor, which makes me sound like this. And there's also the retro, which makes me sound like this. So you're not making its users mad for the revelation that it is not but a miserable pile of... I'm very confused. Thank you for saving me from the confusion. Hi. Okay, should we start probing? I think we should start probing. Oh no. Yeah, okay. Let's turn this on. Okay. So here's the view of the oscilloscope. It's a very evil oscilloscope, apparently. Okay, sure. Yeah, that should work. That should work. I have to be very careful to ground the correct pin. To use the correct pin as ground. This always scares me when I'm using this oscilloscope and I'm probing things, because if I connect the ground of the oscilloscope to the wrong thing, I just destroy something. Why? Why are you scared? Huh? Are you scared of cat girls? Oh, that was an interesting sound. Interesting. Okay, I want to hide that. I want to hide that. I want to show this one because that's what it's connected to right now. I'm gonna trigger on channel 3. Okay, hold on. I am gonna now probe. Probe, as they say. Let's see if we see anything. Ground is on this pin. Analog 0 is this one. Okay, why am I seeing mess? Oh, it's probably... Is it because it's like floating? Why am I seeing mess? I'm just probing one pin that should be being held low. Or high. I guess it's not being held low or high, huh? What is this mess? Take a close look. Also, what voltage range am I on? 1 volt per division. I mean, sure, I guess I can put it down here and then I can use 1 volt per division. Off. Come back. There we are. No, not quite, not quite, almost, there we are, on that line, there we are. OCD satisfied. Why have I got a bunch of crap turned on? Get off my screen. Why the fuck is that flashing? That's annoying. The scope has annoying ways of behaving when it's sending the live view to my computer. I don't know why it does the annoyingness. Thank you for the follow, Diffio. Welcome. Hi, Diffio Morpheus. Also, hi, Bit Casual. Spooky cat girls aren't real and cannot hurt you. This stream. Okay, let me press reset and see if we see something while it's speaking. I'm pressing the button now. Wait, okay, hang on, we're seeing something there. Boop, I'm pressing it. Yeah, I don't think my probing is successful. Reset. I don't think I'm probing correctly. I'm guessing that this is not correct. Let me just force every bit on the analog input ports. Set all analog inputs to output mode. So this should like force it into some clean value that's off or on. I'm guessing we're seeing that noise up there because it's floating. Okay, let's upload again. Ears are moving. Ears are moving. Exclamation mark points is not a command, I'm afraid. Okay, we're still seeing a mess on the line. What the fuck? What is this? What is this mess? I'm just like poking at the probe and look how wildly it's changing. It's like the pin is not actually low. You know what? Let's not use this. Let's not use this. I've never used DDRC changing the analog input ports like this before. And wait, that's actually a lie. I have on the Mega, but not on the Uno. So how about we just don't? How about we use some other port that I know actually works? That sounds like an idea. Let's do that. Alright, which pins could I reach on port B? I could reach pin 12. Okay, I'm monitoring pin 12 now. Okay, I'm monitoring pin 12. Why am I so wide? What is this? Okay, pin 12. How was pin 12? Pin 12 was on port B. Digital pins 8 to 13. Okay, we're gonna have to use Notepad to look at the talkie library because looking at it on the Arduino ID is apparently impossible without, like, copying it. So it uses pin 3 on the Uno or pin 9 on the Mega, I guess? So we should be fine using pin 12, I guess. Let's just do, let's just use normal commands for this. Pin mode. 12 output output. I can type, but I'll put a note here. Port B, pins 8 to 13, so I assume it's 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, right? Port B bits 8 9 10 11 12 13, so 0 1 2 3 4 5 pins 8 to 13. Maybe. Anyway, let's change the library thingy again so that we're now modifying port B. Wait, where have my changes gone? Wait, what? I put things here, but they're not here anymore. Huh? Maybe that's why we're not seeing anything happening as well. Did Arduino, like, overwrite this? Oh no, right! Because I unintentionally copy and pasted this file, I was modifying the copy, not the original. Okay. Alright, so pin 12 is what I want, so that'll be pin 4. Thank you for the pats, Christopher. So pin 4, so that's 1, shift to the left into the pin 4 position. This should just be compiled away, so... So we're just gonna, like, force that, all the other pins off, and just this one on. Which I guess is fine. I don't really care about the other pins. And 0, nothing. Turn off that pin. Well, I guess I should put some notes. Turn off pin 12. And turn on pin 12. Look at me mixing actual tab characters with spaces. Okay, recompile. Let's see if we see anything happen on the oscilloscope. Please! Please! Hey! There we go! Nice! Now maybe this will stop when it finishes speaking, but I'm not sure if it will. It might just keep on pulsing all the time. Okay, let's take a zoom in and see what we're seeing here. Let me turn off roll mode and... set a trigger point? Okay. Wow, look at that! Look at that! That's kind of nice. It's like it's staying on for like only a little bit more than half of the time we've got available. And then like it's just staying off for the rest of the time. Wow. Wow! Look at all that free time we have. All the time that the line is down. Like around this area. There, this area. It's like free time. It's free real estate. But this is the original. Copy and paste oriented programming. Well, I didn't mean to copy and paste the file. I was just trying to open it in the Arduino editor, but apparently doing so copies the file into the project directory. I had no idea. But hey, lesson learned. Also, I'm retro now. Also, hi, Longkega Hatsu. Welcome. Okay, Code Gremlin's got away again. I'm the Code Gremlin. I'm the one adding the tabs to the thingies. It's me. Hi. I Code Gremlin. Okay, so this is how long it takes. Let's measure it. Let's measure... There's a way that we can do this automatically. I forget how to do it. I discovered this recently. still learning things about this probe. I think it was setting it to track. And then, how did we do it again? Something like that. Yeah, wait a minute, what am I doing? I can just use the actual thing designed for measuring bursts. Let me clear all these other measurements. Can you see the measurements at the bottom? You can. Okay, can't anymore because they're gone. Ha! Okay, and now we'll add on channel 3 the burst width, I think it is. B width? Time from the first rising edge to the last falling edge. And then I'll just change the view, hopefully. To... Is that gonna be the same if I... Maybe burst is not the one I want. It's some kind of width. Oh, wait! Time difference between the 50% threshold of a rising edge to the 50% threshold of the next falling edge. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's the one. So this should stay constant as I zoom out. 77. Wait, why is it not re-triggering? Is it finished? Let me reset the Arduino. Why are we not getting... Why are we not... Why is it not... Why is it not re-triggering? It does if I do this, but if I have it set to normal, or even single trigger, we're not... It's not triggering. Why is that? Why is that? I thought I only changed the measure thing. Why are we turning on measure? Make it not capture. Am I being silly? I must be making a silly mistake somewhere. It should trigger on the rising edge. The voltage is set correctly, right? Why is it not capturing? Why no trigger? I don't know. I don't know why no trigger. I need to turn this off. Yeah, I do. Why the hell was that turned on? Low frequency reject was turned on for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know when I did that. Anyway, let's turn measuring back on. And as I zoom out, this width at the bottom should stay roughly the same. Okay, nice. It's working. Alright, so we now have like an accurate measurement of the width. It is about 77 microseconds. And we have like you can see like the timing is not super precise, like super consistent. Like the waves are moving around a little bit. That's probably because of the interrupts, especially the one that is pulsing at 62.5 kilohertz to do the pulse width modulation. The one we're seeing right here is pulsing at 8 megahertz or 8 kilohertz. Actually, we can measure that. Let's measure that. Let's measure the period. I'm turning the wrong knob. Period. Time between the middle threshold points. No, frequency is the one. The opposite of that. 8. Wow, look at that. How accurate is that? Can you stop being so zoomed in? 8.00 kilohertz at the bottom. Nice. It changes occasionally, but it's about 8 kilohertz. Nice. That's a nice little sanity check to have down there. That things are running as I thought they were. 8 kilohertz. Okay. So, what if we now modify this? What if we now modify it to be like how I did it? I think I should. Alright, let me grab some of my code from here. Firstly, I want to change the... What can I change? Without needing to implement interpolation. These bits are changed now, I think. Where is it? Oh my god. Okay, yeah, so these bits used to be 16-bit, so I used to have to shove them further. Now they're 8-bit, so I shove them... Oh, sorry, they used to be 32-bit. Now they're all 16-bit. These are 16 now. They used to be 32. So I'd need to re-change this, like this. This needs to be defined as 8-bit now, I guess, instead of 16-bit. Also, the names are all different. Ah! Okay, I forgot I changed the names of everything. Man. But yes, they used to be 16-bit. Okay, let's change things. Using Notepad as our code editor because apparently I need to do that. So replacing synth lowercase with synth uppercase, I'm pretty sure is the main changes. That should just work. Wow, this is working amazingly well. Let's skip that one. Thank you for the follow, Isaac. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Replacing all of these. All of them. Yep. I'm sure Curse Throne. Did I rename that as well? It doesn't need to be renamed, but just out of curiosity. I did! Looks like I did the same. Over that, let's copy and paste him. And that's nearly everything replaced. That should be it. That's it! Alright. So now the names are correct. So, alright, let's change this now so that this is... these two are 8-bit as well. That is a thing that I changed here. And then I need to like see... No, alright. Here. And I need to see where they're being used. So, that's fine. This is the interpolation which I haven't implemented yet. Get out of here. We're not looking at that yet. Nope. Why am I looking at... Wait. Wait. I was doing the wrong thing. This is what I should have been searching for. I was getting very confused there for a second. I thought I was searching for cursins, but I was searching for targets. Okay, so all I've changed is this shifting 7 used to be 15, and this 16 used to be 32. So let's change those. So we'll move this from 16-bit to 32-bit to 16-bit. 32 to 16. 32 to 16, and shoving by 7. 7. Okay, should we see how much of a difference that makes? So we were getting roughly, You know what? I want the consistent timing, so I'm actually going to turn off the interrupts. But this one needs to be on still. Oh, this is kind of annoying. If I want consistent timing, I mean, I can turn on statistics so I can make a mean, I guess. We'll just look at the mean over time. There we are. If you can see that text. So it's averaging out to about 77.7? It's going up now. No, it's going down. It's kind of annoying that this is being done in an interrupt, isn't it? Should I just modify the code so that, I think I should modify the code so that we just like don't use interrupts at all, and I just manually call this in a loop. Like as fast as possible. So it's no longer going to be running at 8 kilohertz, but just so that we can get accurate timings. I think we should do that. So this is no longer going to be the timer interrupt. This is going to be a, just a function called void make sample, I guess. The same way I did it in Windows. Do it! I'm gonna do it! Oh, is that like a cartwheeling? Oh, breakdancing. Interesting. Emote. Okay, so instead of using the timer, well, we can just disable interrupts entirely. Where are we doing the interrupts? Here's all the setting up of the interrupts. Does this like manually turn on interrupts anywhere? It doesn't. So I could just turn off interrupts here. Clear interrupts. For accurate timing, Turn off all interrupts. Library needs to be modified to call make sample manually in a loop, which is exactly what I'm gonna do. So I'll just modify this where it used to delay to call this as many times as it should call it. That's the exact same change I made for the version that runs on Windows. So instead of the delay, it used to be this, it's now this. So I might as well just copy this verbatim. So instead of delay, we slap this. Wow, it's even almost the correct indentation level. Integer. So samples per frame. Samples per frame is defined as this. So 8,000 over 1,000 over 25. Wait. Wait. Hold on. What is 40 FPS? Why is I putting 25 there? Why is I putting 25 there? Where's the 20? Oh, because it's already 25 minutes. Okay, I see. So this is how many samples would pass in 25 milliseconds. I see why I defined it that way. Fine, I'll do the same here. Boop. Yes, a hash define in the middle of a function. Okay, so this is spoiler. This is spoiler 200. So this can actually fit in a uint8 underscore t if I want to, you know, be friendly. Let me just call this a bunch of times. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Where's Arduino ID? Here it is. Let's upload and see if we get a more accurate measurement. Let's see if it even compiles for a start. This might not. Error compiling. Okay, what's the error? Can I see? Okay, where's the error though? These are warnings. Where's the error? Where's the error, man? Help! Warning! Note! Warning! These are warnings because of these values in here being hex but negative. Warning. Article label scope. Warning. Error. Okay, where's the error though? Error. Here it is. Make sample was not declared in this scope. Notepad to the rescue again. Okay. So I just need to put make sample above. Or I can put the function signature, but I'll just move it. Also, it should be talkie : make sample, which might actually be the real cause of the problem, but I'll move it and add that. The make sample thing, I think, is the thing I need to find in the H file as well, right? Private. Void. Make sample. It takes nothing. It gives nothing. Okay, do we compile now? Boop. We do not. What's the error now? Notepad, please tell me. Chirp size was not declared. What do you mean chirp size was not declared? Wait, what? Wait, what do you mean these were not declared, huh? Wait, why is it suddenly not knowing about chirp? Wait, what? Why is it suddenly not knowing about those? What? They're defined up here. Somewhere. Or not? Question mark? Wait. Wait, what? Oh, what the fuck are they defined down here for? Oh my god, I forgot about that. They used to be defined randomly in the middle of the... between functions instead of at the top. Okay, now they're defined at the top. I moved them to the top in my Windows version because it was ridiculous to define them in the middle. Who would just put a define in the middle of a function, right? Oh wait, I just did that. Okay, let's try again. Third time's the charm. Upload. Ah! Oh, I thought it worked for a second. Okay, now what's the problem? Now what's the problem? Jeez. Also, hi Liar. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? The C, but the file is CPP. Is this because the tooling is really just CPP tooling? I guess so. No matching function for call to talkie, make sample. What do you mean no matching function for call to talkie, make sample? Thank you for the pad 6 here. This is too many pads. I don't need this many pads. I don't deserve this many pads. Hey! Why? Why does it say no matching call? Make sample. Make sample. Do I need to call, like... How do you do this in C++? I'm so not used to C++. Is it like me.makeSample? This.makeSample or something? How do I make it do it on this instance of the class? I wonder. I'm assuming that's why, right? Because I defined makeSample as like a function of the class, so. Let's find out. C++, call class, call function in class. There are two ways to define functions, calling functions within a class. This dash larger than the function, or depending on the compiler, just function. Function did not work. Let's try this. Moving towards make sample. This function, this always looks like it means moving towards to me. I know it's like dereference pointer, but same problem. Candidate void talkie make sample. Oh! Right, sorry, my code passes this. Okay, we don't need that anymore. That was just for debugging, right? Okay, the problem is that I was trying to pass a thing into it. Sorry. Okay, maybe it works now. It does! Again, it's compiled. Now it's running. Oh, this looks weird. What am I seeing? Again, it's not triggering. Oh, it just is staying high though. Why is it staying high? Is it crashing? Reset. Wait, why is it... Why is it just staying high now? It should at least be going low for a moment before the thing gets called again. Make sample. Unit AT in sample. Blah, 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 blah. This... Hang on. Let me like make sure. 8,000, so 1,000 over 25 is 40. 8,000 over 40 is 200. This should be fine to fit in a byte. Shouldn't be overflowing. This gets reset to 0. Why is it staying high forever? Why is it staying high forever? What the fuck? Oh! It does manually enable interrupts. I mean, that doesn't explain why it's manually saying hi forever. Also, this is really, really worrying that it's manually enabling interrupts on every single time it's calling this. Oh my god. Why did they make it do that? Like every 8,000 times a second, it was manually enabling interrupts. And never disabling them, as far as I can tell. Yeah, never disabling them. Okay, they're staying disabled now. Hi, Uncoded, and thank you for the follow, Liar. Welcome, welcome. Let's upload again. Hold on. I don't understand why interrupts being on or off at all would be making the pin stay high or low. Well, the pin is toggling now. Nice. I don't know why it wasn't, but it is now. Let's take a close look. Wait, is it stopped? Oh, okay, no, it makes sense that it's stopped now when it's finished reading, right? To restart. Here we are. Okay. So here's 1 pulse. Obviously this is happening at faster than 8 kilohertz now. Because it's as fast as it can possibly go. Let's turn off statistics. Wow, what the fuck? 24 kilo. Holy shit! It was like 77 kilohertz before, right? Sorry, it was like 77 microseconds before, right? It's 40 microseconds now. Huh? Okay, I'm very suspicious about this, actually. I'm very, very, very suspicious about this. I don't know if that's because... Is the compiler like seeing that this PWM value is not being used anywhere? Like, by the interrupts? And so it's just... Where is my code? And so it's just like not using it? I'm very suspicious. Let's put these values back to how they were. No nyans today. Oh! Nyan! There you go. Are redeems broken? Or did I just not see it? Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. Where's Nyan? Here it is. Nope, I was just ignoring it. Amazing. I guess I'll do another Nyan. Nyan. Yeah. Okay, let me put these values back. See if we get a value closer to 77 or whatever it was. So that's how it was before. White cheese. And up here they're also defined as 16-bit. Let's upload. Beautiful? No, you! Okay, so 40 microseconds. Let's see what it looks like now. 78 microseconds! Holy shit! That difference! The thingy I made... What the... Oh, I cannot believe how much of a difference that made. It's actually like... nearly half the speed as it originally was. So it's nearly double the speed with my change. What the? That's insane. I mean, like I'm exaggerating slightly, but it's a lot faster. Okay, I need to start writing this down. Let's start writing this down. Thank you very much for the follow, by the way. Poems and problems. Hi. Okay, so original. So all measurements taken with interrupts disabled for accurate timing. Original. Aside from having interrupts disabled, this is the original. So actually, this is faster than the original because interrupts aren't interrupting and slowing it down. Anyway, original is 77. Well, you know what? Let's turn on statistics so we can get an even more accurate one. And we'll just reset. Why are we... What? I'm seeing... Are interrupts disabled or did I re-enable them? Yeah, they are turned off. We should be seeing like really, really rock solid timings. Because like... Oh no, we won't. We won't be seeing rock solid timings because there's a branch in here. Well, there's a bunch actually. Sometimes these things happen and sometimes they don't. So actually, yeah, it won't be exactly... Well! It won't be exactly... the same every time. So yeah,
How do we reset this? Can I reset the statistics, actually? I don't know how to reset the statistics. Oh, okay. We're doing that, I guess. Hi, Baltimore! Welcome! He slapped exactly at the same time I clicked a light switch, and my brain went... Nice. Hi! Look, I'm pixelated. My hands can come out of the edge of the pixelation, though. Pixel retro eyes count. Hell yeah! It's pixelized, but literal pixel eyes. Alright, let's reset and run and time this. Sensei. Okay, it's doing the timing.
why is it like sometimes really low times? Are you seeing that? It's sometimes spending a long time low. Almost like interrupts are still running. Min 75, max 87? Why? Anyway, hi Longcoder. Are these currently running on some AdMega 8-bit AVR? Yes, this is running on the AdMega 328p. Even though I'm not going to be using it, I just wanted to see the time saved and stuff. Which is kind of stupid because these times, you know, when I'm running on STM32, which is a 32-bit CPU, then probably the way to make it the fastest would be to use 32-bit data types rather than 8-bit data types, right? The native data type for the CPU. So in the end, I'd be changing these all to int32 anyway or something. But yeah. Which means these would all need to be write shifts by 15, which is... whatever. When I get the STM32 microcontroller, if I'm able to use it, then, as in like even if I'm even able to upload anything to it and learn how to do anything with it, then I will try to get this code running on it and benchmark it as well. Why am I being licked, Lunk? What the hell? What is that? Why? That went from 0 to 100 real quick. Yeah, sometimes craziness breaks loose on my stream. I don't know why. What I really don't understand is why sometimes... let me try and capture it. Let's just run, and I'll just run manually. Disable it. Okay, there, look. In the middle here. Look at this. Wait, not up and down, left and right. Look at this. Look at that. Why have you got like a... Why have you got like a... Why is it saying lows? Oh, this will be when it's loading more... Ah, this will be when it's loading the next byte, won't it? This will be when it's... Oh, the next frame. This will be it, like, decoding the next frame. So there's probably 200 pulses between each of these. Right. So between each of those, there's probably 200. Let's do it again. There is a way to count. I forget how to count with this. It's something I never really use. There is a way to count though. Oh, how did I do it? How was it? It wasn't part of measuring. It wasn't cursors. Counter? Question mark? Is that what I want? Mode, frequency, period, or totalizer. That's running on the wrong channel. Totalizer? Totalizer. What a ridiculous name. This is not something that I've used before. Sleep rising. Level, gate setting. I don't think I really care about gating it. Just counting nothing right now. Value 0 hits. Okay, what if I click run now? I mean, make it run, press reset. Oh, that's kind of cool. I kind of just wanted to be counting within a small thing there. Also, that's interesting. 96,000. Wait, yeah, 96,000 hits. So, out of curiosity, how long is the sound on here? On here, the sound is, oh my god, 96,000 samples. Look at that! Look at that! Perfect. The code, it decodes the speech to the exact same number of samples. But I wasn't actually wanting to know the exact total number of samples that it decodes to. I was trying to know the number between each of these pulses. So this isn't actually quite what I want. I know there's a different way to do it. It's not part of decoding, is it? It's not decoding. I feel like an idiot. I just use this so... I use this so rarely. History? I feel like it was something similar to history. Oh, thank you for the hydration, Erickson. I will do that in a moment. Wait. Hang on. I vaguely remember Stewie saying something about out of sync earlier. Did I miss hydration and stuff a while ago? Wait a minute. I need to check this. Did I miss the... Did I miss 1 hour ago? Did I not do those? Or did I... Is that the one I refunded? Surely I didn't miss that long ago, right? Thank you. Let me do a quick search online. Where are we? Siglent scope count pulses between markers or something? Count. Sloops? Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to remind myself how the hell to do that. That's annoying that I don't remember how to do that. Because yeah. I expect that's what it is, but I don't really want to manually be counting that. Yeah. This one I can gate though. Can I gate it left and right? I can! Okay. Hold on. We might be onto something here. So, essentially, between roughly there and there. Let's get rid of these statistics. What options do we have? There is still nothing to count exactly. This isn't quite the right thing. Okay, whatever. Wait. No, it's not. Is it? Wait, statistics will tell you how many... No, okay, it doesn't. Shit. Alright, whatever. I'm not sure. I would assume these load times are where we're loading another thingy. And actually, I could make it pulse a different pin while it's, I could make it pulse another pin while it's, doing the reading from file and then monitor that pin. That's actually something that I should be doing. That is definitely a thing I should do. Yeah, I should do that. Or like somehow like put out some special pattern when it's about to load and some special pattern. Like, you know, just pulse on and off super quickly. Because that's like much faster than... Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Where we're about to load, I cannot believe that difference though. That is insane. So basically measuring this should be like roughly the same. But yeah, I'll get the average. Oh, but the average is going to be messed up, isn't it? The average is going to be messed up by the... Oh, you know what? How about I just measure the... How about I measure the... I guess there really isn't an easy way to do this, is there? Because when we're measuring the average of the pulse lengths, it's going to be, some of them are going to be slightly longer, further apart, because of it loading the next byte. And so when I modify the code to load the next byte, if it's faster or slower, it's going to modify the overall speed. Fine, we'll put it back to measuring with statistics on. Okay. So, microseconds average includes decodes of next frames. Although the influence of decoding next frame should be like, well, I don't know, I can't say it. It's like 1 in 200 because 200 samples, because maybe it takes really long. If we had like if you could like measure the median, that'd be really nice. I can only do mean. Oh well. Alright, let's get a clean timing for the thingy. Why am I... Should I be zoomed in a bit? Try again. This is not going to be super accurate, is it? I'm realizing. Like the mean is just, it's changing a whole bunch. Should we call it 78? I think we should roughly call it 78. Let's call it roughly 78. Yeah, let's call it roughly 78. The speed of the Arduino for the speech synthesizer? Yes, we are. We are. Okay, and so when I made those changes here to do this, this saved so much time. And we already know that this should actually still produce the correct speech and like sounds and stuff because, well, I already tested it on Windows. Now I'm just interested in how much faster it is. By the way, this is kind of irrelevant, right? Because I'm not going to be using the Arduino, but I'm just curious because I could release this library as like a faster thing for other people to use on an Arduino. That's the thing. How do I reset this? Okay, like that. Alright, let's upload it with it like this now. Actually, this isn't quite the original even. The original is slower still because it was forcing interrupts to be on, so... yeah. This means that the set interrupts line in the 8 kHz timer has been removed. So the original would be fractionally slower still. I'm just gonna press Ctrl S because I'm not sure. Hide while I press Ctrl S because I'm not sure where it's gonna save this. Okay, good. Good! Glad I did that. Where is the folder? I can't believe it doesn't feel like I have many things open, but my taskbar is absolutely full. Which is annoying. Wait, what am I looking at? Let's put this into the the pet long uke folder, I guess. I'm scared of like...
A few moments later.
I'm scared of putting it into the Arduino project folder because like it seems to do weird things with like just trying to compile everything. So maybe I'll put it into like an info folder inside there. Hold on. Speed improvements. Boop. Okay. So now we run it with everything being 8-bit instead of 16-bit. When I say everything, I just mean these two things, which used to be 16-bit. I think that's everything changed I need to change. It is not at all. Oh yes, it is. It is at all. Okay, let's get a clean reading on this, the faster one. Upload! Going to abuse these free audio alerts so much. Free audio alerts? Free audio alerts. I'll run that a few more times because the mean is going all over the place at the moment. Free audio alerts.
Oh, hell no!
Ah, these ones. Right, saying 41.4, 41.3, 41.3, 41.2, 41.15, 44.1. Do you think it's safe? Do you think it's fair for me to call this 41 average? Let me call this 41. Not sure where it's going to settle down to is the thing. Somehow it just keeps getting lower and lower and lower every time I run it, which is really weird. I don't know why. Okay, it seems to be... Never mind, it's still changing. I'm going to call it 41. 256 measurements, that's a nice number. Thank you for the follow, Akaki. I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly at all. Sorry. But welcome in. So this is changing K1, K3 to Unit 8T is now 41 microseconds. That is insane. I was not expecting that much of an improvement already. That's crazy to me. Now, in before every other change I made actually makes it slower instead of faster. That would be hilarious. Actually, most of them are going to make it slower, aren't they? Because they're for adding interpolation. That's why I was trying to make it faster, so that I could then make it slower again, but sound better. Okay, so what's the next change I made? What was the next change? What did I do? I made it like slightly louder in this way. Which looks like it, I'm just changing a number here. Why would that make it faster? But the thing is, we used to be limiting it to the 0 to 512 range and then having to quieten it down. But now we're limiting it to the 128 range and not quietening it down. So we're avoiding 2 bit shifts. This is actually 2 bit shifts because the instruction to bit shift in the Arduino on the AVR is to bit shift by 1 position only. You can't bit shift. There aren't instructions to bit shift by different amounts. If you want to shift by 2, you're gonna do it twice. The difference here is that if it were too loud, it would clip. But the voice that I've been using is not too loud, so I've been doing this, which just for my use is great. Maybe for other voices it wouldn't be too good. But I mean, my like the audio that I was using for the long year, the original audio that I converted into LPC-10 was like pretty, like pretty using the big range of the waveform. Like it's not like it was just a quiet sound. It was pretty peak to peak in the original. Anyway, clearly it wasn't that way in the audio that this person was testing with. So, but whatever. I just want to see how fast it is now that I'm doing it this way. Oh, I've got in brackets there. Oh, because it's being called right sample. So yeah, let's see if the lack of 2 bit shifts even shows up in the grand scheme of things when measured. We'll put that to be this instead. Might as well just keep that there. And yeah, compile it and upload it, I guess. Let's see what happens. Reset the statistics. Upload. Wow, it actually... Wait, oh, never mind. It's kind of all over the place. It's too early to say for sure. Still too early to say. Wow, it's all over the place. What the hell? I'm really surprised it's updating as slowly as it is. Why is it only taking like a single count from these? Would it be faster if I zoom in a bit? Will it take more samples? Yeah, this... Okay, so it kinda is showing up, but it's not really worth it much. It is like consistently less than 41 microseconds now? But not by much. We could call it like 40 point... 7, maybe? Yeah, I feel like maybe 40.7 is a fair median. It's still going down and up and down and up. I don't know, 40.7. I'm gonna call it 40.7. I'm calling it 40.7. But this is not a big change, so which is good because for other people this would probably be an annoying one because it would make it be clipping a lot. So whatever. Let's see. Clamp output to 128. I guess. Call it 40.7, sure. Okay, let's actually make some real differences again. Let's change this logic. I changed the logic for whether it should be doing producing sound at all. I put in like a big thingy. Because that fixed a bug where it was continuing to make noise when it shouldn't have. And how did I do that? It was if constant energy. Oh, the entire thing got wrapped up. The entire thing got wrapped up in this. Okay, so this is gonna make some samples like drastically smaller. So this is almost gonna be not a good thing to measure, I'd say, because we're cutting out like a huge amount of calculation. And so yeah, I'm not actually gonna cut that one out. Why cheese? Hi debug cookie though, welcome. I kind of just want to bring the interpolation in. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of want to bring in the interpolation. I want to see how much it slows it down. I want to do it. I'm doing it. This is the big thing that I added, so I just want to see how much it slows it down. This is obviously going to slow it down, not speed it up. But yeah, I'm gonna do it. Boop. And we're gonna see if it would still be fast enough on an Arduino. So I have to introduce some more variables for this. These are also being used now. So these are defined somewhere up here. And some logic is changed in the... Oh, right, I was gonna see if my code for reading a byte was faster or not as well. Shit. Guess I should... I guess, fine. I guess I'll remove it and we'll measure the... Because that's going to affect the average speed as well. So before I do the interpolation, let's do the byte reading, this get bits function. Let's see if my version of that is faster as well. I am going to time this as well, and the way to do it, the way I'm going to make it show up is I'm going to make like pulse really quickly for a moment. That'll be easy to see on the oscilloscope, and it should happen right around those long off times. I think the long off times is because of the get bits. Not only get bits, but like all this bit as well, where it's decoding the things. But I can't really speed this bit up, I think. But I can speed get bits up, possibly. We'll find out like in a moment. So we'll do like an on off for a moment, and then keep it high. On off on. Mark. So this is for debugging on oscilloscope with 3 L's. Pulse very quickly to mark the start of this function in particular. And at the end we'll turn it off. Forward B equals 0. And pulse, which pin is it? Pin 12. And gotta actually change the function, haven't we? So it's now this, and there's one other value that it depends on now, unfortunately. Well, let's run it first because we didn't time the original. I haven't timed the original yet. I have not timed the original. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it not do this actually. Yeah, I'm just going to make it not do that. The only pulse is going to be for the loading of this. So screw this. Because I just realized it's going to mess up the... I'm not going to be able to measure the average if I'm including two different things. So let's just include this. Only. We'll comment out the comment. And now the timings that we should be seeing are for just reading, like getting bits. And this is gonna vary a lot, so the average for this is like super important. Let's see. Let's see. Wait, what? Why are we staying high forever? Once again, somehow I've made it stay high forever. How do I keep doing this? Oh, because we're returning there. Right, okay. Makes sense. Nuke, please. Are we ever returning early? We're not. Okay, let's try again. This time letting the pin go low before we before we return. Let's have a look. Does it look correct? It does! Look at that. Look at it resetting all the time, annoyingly. Thank you for the follow, Metapod. Hoi. Okay. Oh my god, my voice is dying. Alright, this should be much faster than the other one. Let's run some... Where's the thresholds then? Okay. Let's run it and see what numbers we get. Oh, look at that! You can see, like, there's a bunch of different bits. Wait, the statistics are still off. What am I doing? Maybe I should be measuring the burst length, actually, here. I should probably be measuring the burst length. That's probably a better way to do it. This would probably be a better way to do it for the whole thing. I am alright, thank you. I'm very hot, though, right now. How do you hope you're doing alright? Welcome. So, 8 kilohertz timer. Mean of 1. Mean of each ISR. And for this one, it's get bits. And this is mean of burst, i.e. 1 frame encode. Kind of. Let's see. So the original, let's change this to the average of the entire burst. So not just the width of a single pulse, but the width of the whole burst of pulses. Let's measure it, I guess. Let's try it. Boop. I'll run that a few more times. We're looking at the mean of the bottom line. Looks like it's fairly stable around 111. 109, 108, 110, 111. 109, 108. Why is it going down now? 110. 109. I feel like that last, like there are a bunch of ones where they're off, aren't they? I should probably make a note of what the count is when I'm doing this as well. Okay, I'm gonna call it 110. I'm gonna call it 110. 110 microseconds to decode the next frame. Wow, that's... I was not expecting it to be like... I guess I should have expected it to be slower then, but okay. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to time how long... I don't know what I said, Lunk. I'm trying to time how long various bits of code take to run on a microcontroller. That's basically it. Because I've tried to speed them up a bit, but I haven't actually measured them yet, so I don't even know if I could have made them worse for all I know. But let's see. So I'm replacing this original code here with my code now. And this is where we return. Do I have a bit that returns early? Nope, I don't. I think. Return. No, okay. So my code also uses this thing called advanced data by 1 byte that I wrote, so I need to put that in there as well. Wait. What is this UN8? Wait. Hold on. I've pasted... Oh, I see. The indentation was confusing the hell out of me. Okay, I'll put that up there. So this needs to be... Does this need to be talkie : as well? Do I need to do that? Is that a thing I need to do? Spoiler, it takes microseconds. Yeah. The number of microseconds is very important though. And yeah, I'm using flipping notepad right now because if I open it in the Arduino thingy, it does things. Wait. Where is my... Here it is. Oh, I didn't have to do anything because I wasn't making it a class when I was doing it on Windows. Now it's a class. What if I just don't make it a class and I just call it this? Does that work? We'll see if it even compiles. There's one more thing I need to change as well, which is the setpter. I have to change setpter. Which is only called once per entire sound that you play. So I did make it longer, but it's like once per sound. So where is it defined? Setpter. Here it is. It used to be 2 lines. It's now 3 lines. Well, an entire call actually. And there's another global variable somewhere as well. Data car. Wait, is that right? Yes, it is. And it's 16-bit as well. Oof. Okay, we'll see if this is any faster or slower. It could be slower. Why does Yukia use Notepad and no IDE? Do you know? Hi, Talarian. Or Talarine. Because I'm already using an IDE for this, and I don't have to open a second one of it, and when I dragged it into here, it actually copied the file rather than on modifying the original, which I didn't expect it to do, and I was just like, screw it, I'll just use Notepad. And now it's been going on for longer than I intended. Okay. Does it even compile is the first question. I might need to define it in the H file. Error? Okay, where's the actual error? Where's the actual error? Error. Picture adder was not declared. Oh. Wait, what? What do you mean it wasn't declared? Oh, right, because that's a member of the class, but the... Okay, I see. I do need to, because it's defined there. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I think I get it. I think it does need to be like a member of the class as well if it's going to want to access a member of the class. Okay, that makes sense. So I do need to declare that... Wait. Yeah. Wait. Was it originally this? I've saved over the original now, so I can't tell. Advance data by 1 byte is also a private thing. Why is there a space there? This is private. Top secret, don't tell anyone private. This. Now does it compile? It does not. Now it's the problem. Pure adder was not declared. What? Did I not save both of these files? Let's try again. Okay, it does compile. I forgot to save the files. Nice. Okay, let's upload it. Pure adder. Exactly. Okay, let's see what speeds we get. I need to reset statistics first. At the first glance, it looks like it's taking less time. On average. Also, high dex physics. I'm going to... It was a member? Okay, okay, thank you. But I did need to do that. Alright, let's measure this. So we're looking to beat... where's my file? We're looking to beat 110. So this is modified get bits. Let's see what we get on average. Oh! Oh! Okay, so it changes a bunch. We're seeing a mean of like 70 currently microseconds to run. I'll run it like 400 or so until it's got like 400 or so measurements because so many times oh okay, I just cheated, I reset it early. But look at that, do you see how it's like it just looks, there's a shorter, visibly shorter burst as well, which is really nice. Alright, so that's a win-win as well. So it's no longer going to take so long to read the next frame either. And this is like a free change. This is like absolutely for free drop-in replacement for the original. I mean, it's a bit annoying to drop in because you have to like paste a bunch of separate functions, but this won't change the behavior of the original at all, which is super nice. So it looks like it's averaging around... I hear someone falling, but I'm looking at the scope right now. I can't see, thanks. I'm gonna call it 70. It's like... 70... It's going up now. Oh god. Okay, now it's going down. Now it's going up. Now it's going down. Now it's going up. Do I say 71 or 70? Oh, it's like right in between, isn't it? It's like right in between. I'm gonna call it 70.5. 70.5. Okay, that's a win-win. That is a win-win. Thank you for the follow, Dex Physics. Yay. And did I also say hi Metapod? Thanks for the Metapod. I hope I did. I think I did. My memory sucks. Okay, so that's an improvement as well. So now I can start throwing in all the interpolation stuff. I want to see how much slower that makes it, because that will make it slower. This is something that I added to try to make it sound better, not to make it faster. But since I've made it so much faster, wouldn't it be amazing if it was still faster than the original, now with added functionality? That'd be really cool. Let's see if it is. Let's copy and paste the bits that interpolate the sound from frame to frame so it smoothly changes instead of sounding quite as electronic. Let's add it. Where do you go? You go like right there, I think. Right there. I'm going to... put these back on. Also, I just realized the fact that it sometimes has to read a bit was actually not messing up the average of the measurement that I was taking for the 8 kilohertz timer thingy. Because it was measuring how high that stayed up, not the total up and down time. And it was only going high during this function, and then went low again. So the fact that it stayed low for a long time, sometimes while it decoded the next frame, was actually not messing up the measurements at all. Which also means that our average time is not going to go down. Now that I've sped up the get bits thing, so I can remove that note anyway. Alright, so this is with interpolation. Interpolation added. Okay. So I think everything else can remain the same at this point. I think everything else can remain the same. These need to be defined somewhere and set somewhere. And they are set. They're defined here. So let's just define these. All of these, actually. This is a bunch more memory that's going to be using as well. Well, I mean, like, this is 10 bytes, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 more bytes. Okay, it's not actually a big deal, is it? But it's going to be worse than that for some reason. I'll worry about this thing later as well. That should be a really, really minimal change there. That's the thing that allows it to sound like the pitch is changing more smoothly with voices that are higher pitched. Which is just from the voice that I'm using. Yeah, that is called my voice. Which I added to make the interpolation actually sound smooth, because although everything was being smoothed, I was at the limit of the resolution of like the pitch, because my pitch is so high, and this codec was not designed for such high pitched voices, I guess. I mean, it was, but it was like thought, maybe there'll be like 1 or 2 moments while it's that high, but no, my voice is always that high, goddammit. So it sounds silly all the time. I mean, I don't need to run it through this codec for my voice to sound silly. My voice sounds silly without any help. Anyway, prepare to start interpolation. This is enough self-deprecation for one moment. Interp spread stage resets to 0. Interp. Okay, where's the other interp stuff? Interp stuff. Here it is. Copy. Thank you. Ah!
Cheese.
Hi, Otto Leland. Welcome. Thank you for the pats as well. Again. What the hell? What is this? What is this alternating? What is this? I'm on edge now. I'm on high alert. I'm not gonna say thanks. I'm expecting another cheese to fly my way. Am I working on the Tamagotchi? Kind of. I'm working on code that will be on the Tamagotchi, but it's code that's gonna be. I'm testing it on a microcontroller that I'm not even gonna be using on the Pet Long Uke thing. And also, because it's not going to be running on the microcontroller that I'm testing it on right now, I'm going to modify the code further to work better with the microcontroller that it will be running on once I have that microcontroller, so that I can do timing testing with that microcontroller. Because that microcontroller is 32-bit, and this one is 8-bit. So, you know, it's probably going to be better if I change things to be... change the data types of things on the microcontroller that I have yet to receive to be 32-bit, so it's a native data type, rather than like telling it to do operations on 8-bit and 16-bit things. So this is all a little bit irrelevant, but it's kind of fun, and I just wanted to see if this code was actually faster, because this code could still be used by other people using an Arduino. But I mean, there's a bunch of forks of this Talkie library now, and mine is just another one being added to the pot of ones that people would have to decide from if I release it. So frankly, it's probably just going to give people headaches having another thing to decide between, but anyway. Interpolation added, let's see, I haven't finished adding it yet. But it would be fun to try to, put it up somewhere where people can use it. I don't even have a GitHub account yet. For this one, I probably should actually make a GitHub account, because the original project's on GitHub. Alright, so the code that reads the next frame needs changing a lot, and this would be easiest to just copy and paste. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much going to replace all of this. I think all of this. Yeah, all of this. That's a lot. So basically this is everything from the very beginning down to where we start calling the make sample thingy. So that's here and there. Boop. Now let's see what I forgot to change. Boop. There's a lot of places that I might have been missing code here. Error compiling. Okay, what did I miss? What did I miss? What have I not copied over yet? How many more forks do I have left to give? I haven't given any yet. I should give some. In sample of frame was not declared. Ah, right. That's the thing it needs to know now, isn't it? I need to know now. Sample of frame is actually relevant now. While it's interpolating. Somewhere. Wait, where is it? Actually, where is it? In sample of frame. Wait, it's not relevant. Where is it then? Wait, where's it complaining? Hold on. Where's it complaining? In sample frame was not declared in make sample. Make sample. End samp of frame. Am I blind? Okay, here it is. End samp of frame. So what was I resetting? Samp frame. What the fuck? Why do I have two almost identically named things? This is awful. Why did I make two variables with such similar names? I thought it was the same thing. Who made this program? Well, I actually can't say me. I usually say that as a joke so I can insult myself, but... Who modified this program is what I should be saying. Okay, we need this here. Annoyingly. So we need to pass it in like this. We need some record of this. It's a little annoying because this is going to need to be marked volatile because eventually this will be a timer interrupt service routine doing this. So, okay, fine. It's a bit annoying because I need to mark it as volatile, which means the compiler won't be able to optimize it so much. So volatile. Do you put the volatile after or before? I forget. Volatile just to let the compiler know that, hey, although it might look like the variable's just being used here and then there and then there, no, you can't rely on the fact that this variable is 1 here and 2 here, or 1 here by the time you reach here if you set it to 1 there, because the timer could kick in any time it wants and update that. So I think basically it has to reread it from RAM every time it accesses it instead of assuming it's still in the register or something like that. I think that's how it works. But actually we're only using it once, accessing it once within here, so I don't think that's too bad. Volatile before, okay. Volatile before. I believe volatile must be first. Alright. You can see you can use C++ on Arduino? Yeah, you can. You can. It is technically it's like C++ behind the scenes. I wouldn't recommend using new and delete if you don't need to, but you absolutely can. Fragment Maram though. You might have to use git if you release it. Okay, maybe I'll use that other thing that I forget the name of that wasn't quite GitHub, it was something similar that... We're actually petting the cheese. You actually were! Or Otterly was anyway. GitLab, maybe. Heap style memory allocation on them. I know. SVN, no. I'm gonna use this amazing technology. It's called HTTP. With that, you can like serve a web page, and the web page can have these things called hyperlinks that link you to the file, and then a user can go to the HTML file and they just click the button and then they have the file. It's like revolutionary, like really simple technology that for some reason was forgotten when fucking GitHub was invented. I'm sorry. I'm still bitter. Anyway, yeah, I might just make a static web page for it, is what I'm saying, in a very obnoxious way here. Sorry. Not bandwidth efficient, nor collaborative. What do you mean not bandwidth efficient? How big is this? 15, well, it's gonna be in the, it's gonna be like this eventually, so it's gonna be 513 bytes. No, sorry, I thought that was a bit wrong. 4.18 kilobytes there. I was thinking, wait, how can we have it that small? I think it's okay. Make us download the whole thing instead of diffs. How much negotiation and CPU power needs to be calculated to needs to be used to calculate these diffs? I don't know. Anyway. What am I trying to do? What if you change one value and people have to reload 5 whole kilobytes? How big is one GitHub page? I wonder. I feel like it's probably bigger than 5 kilobytes. And that's without even the payload in there. I'm actually curious now if I were to like access a GitHub page. How many, like, how much stuff like jQuery is it pulling in? I don't actually know. I actually don't know an easy way to measure either. Aside from like, there's probably Microsoft, sorry, Firefox add-ons for that. Probably. Somewhere in the inspector is probably possible, or dev tools or whatever. I haven't needed to do that before. I have a FreeNova board lying around. No idea what to do with it. A FreeNova. I don't know what that is. That sounds interesting. GitHub is quite slow. It is. Hi, Kim Knight. What am I trying to do now? Oh yeah. I need to update this somewhere. And eventually, I think it would make sense to do this within this function itself. But then it would also make sense to... it would kind of also make sense to trigger the reading of the next bit of the next frame here from within the timer as well. That way we wouldn't have to just have a delay thing here. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried because what if we try to interpolate past the target if like the timer is not quite, you know. The timer will keep on ticking while we're decoding the next frame, and it's then gonna start trying to interpolate past further than it should be. Wait, that's not gonna make a difference. No, wait, this code handles that. This code handles that. Because this... Oh shit, I've got to mark this. No, this is volatile as well. Yeah, but it won't interpolate past the target because it's adding a fraction of the remaining. So here's the target synth period, like the frequency, but reciprocal. And here's what we want. Once they've reached the same value, this is 0. So we're adding 0. Even if we keep on trying to interpolate, we're adding 0. So actually this is safe to keep on calling over and over. Yeah, okay, that's fine. A more concerning thing would be... it's not that concerning. I'll just mark it as volatile. This is volatile. Index in this currently being used. This is also volatile. Holy crap, there's a bunch of volatile stuff actually. This might be making it a lot slower than I thought. I guess we're only doing this once. Where are we doing it? Indent, print up, shift. This could also be external. Then we don't have to re-look this up every time, but then we'd have to mark it as volatile, so it's probably not actually going to save much time if we store this externally. Okay, whatever. I'll just make it increment this at the end, man. I know, you know what, I'll make the... Yeah, shall I? I'll make this incremented. then it's more fair because it's being timed as well. And this is an extra thing that has to be done now that it's interpolating. So it's fair that I should include that in the benchmarking time. Okay. All right, there we are. I've sorted that dilemma. Does it compile though is the real question. And the real answer is no. What's the real reason? Let's find the real error. In-sump total was not declared. In-sump total? I think this is irrelevant. This is not a thing I care about. This is a thing for making the file. In-sump total. Yeah, we don't. This is not a thing anymore. That was for when I was making a WAV file and I wanted to be able to debug log into the console, printf, the current position through the file and stuff. If I remember rightly. But I don't care about that anymore. Let's try to compile again. Not for Windows, for the Arduino. FreeNerve is just a seller of Arduino Pi clones, if I remember correctly. Also robot kits. That sounds pretty cool. Also compiled. That's also pretty cool. Let's upload it. And I have to change the measurement back to the width of a single pulse. Width plus width. Okay, let's that's not fair. It's gonna be a nonsense read. What are we seeing? What are we seeing? Oh, I haven't uploaded it yet. Okay. Initializing argument 1, unit 8 star T, and press C. What's this warning here? Invalid conversion from const unit 8T to unit 8T. Wait, why isn't this const? This should be const, right? This should probably be const. Also, thank you for the saving the kidneys and the hydration. I'll do that in a moment. One sec. I just want to time this first. Let's turn on the statistics and do this and run it a few times. So we're looking at plus width now. What the hell? It's not even much slower. It's not even much slower. What? No way. That can't be right. Really? Wait. Really? 40. Jeez. Why? 42 microseconds with interpolation? Huh? So we shaved off this much time from the original, from 78 down to 41, then down to like a bit less than 41. And then when I add interpolation back in, we only go back up to like 42? That's crazy! Holy shit! So I've added a feature and like it still is much faster than the original. What? Really? Man, this is where I want to build a circuit so I can actually hear what is outputting. Why am I being sprayed? What is this? Oh, I guess you're removing the cheese. Okay, I will go and save the kidneys in a moment. I'm gonna call this 42, I think. 42.1, 42.07, 06, 07, 42. I think it's fair to call this 42 microseconds. That's... I can't believe that. That's crazy. And the get bits is... I am so happy right now. The only bit that we're not timing, which is more complicated than it used to be, is this part, which is another part of the decoding of a frame. Because this part has to execute sometimes now, which didn't have to happen before. This happens very rarely, only if we're changing from whether it's voiced or not, like going from to or to and if going from silent to audible, for example, just suddenly speaking. Only on those, well, I guess we have to do these checks as well, which is going to use a little bit of time, but I guess if I want to be really truthful, I should time this as well. Before and after. But I guess the really relevant thing would be the time to decode an entire frame, right? Which takes into account the get bits. And I think I've sped up get bits so much that this is actually going to be faster still, average. I might be wrong though. Might be wrong. The main thing about getbits is it used to be doing 1 read from program memory all the time and sometimes 2. And now it's doing 0 reads from program memory and sometimes 1. Okay, let me hydrate. Sorry, I'm hydrating. I am hydrating. And then I will go and save the kidneys as well. I'm really happy to have got this benchmarking done. I mean, it's not quite done, but I'm really happy to finally be doing it. I'm shocked that it's as much faster as it is. There you go, free posture check as well. You didn't even redeem it. Okay. I guess we actually unintentionally kind of have already timed how long it takes to decode, because oh no, that's not how long it takes to decode necessarily, is it? That's frame to frame. Hold on, I'll save the kidneys in a moment. There we are, those long ones there. These long low times are when it's decoding a frame. So the entire frame decode there took, start measuring from there to there, about 100 microseconds. Pretty much bang on 100 microseconds actually. So that's including all of the get bits and like this stuff. So it's actually faster than the original was again still. Although this is, you know, a one-off measurement, not an average, so it's not really representative necessarily. That is a cute emote. Okay, I'm gonna go and save the kidneys now. I will be right back. This means go to the toilet, for those of you who don't know my weird redeem names. I'll be right back. Everybody please use this as an opportunity to, you know, go to the toilet if you need to, drink, eat, stretch your legs, and generally take care of your health a little bit. Medicate if you need to. That's also an important thing. Okay, let me see when Twitch is wanting to run ads. If it's wanting to run them anytime soonish, I'll run them now. 36 minutes. Okay, so it's we're roughly halfway between where Twitch wants to run ads. Twitch demands that I run them every hour, so I'll run them now because they're only going to take 30 seconds to run, and I'm going to take more than 30 seconds to run to the toilet and back. So yeah. Okay, I'll be right back. Phew. Anyan. Anyan. I return. Why, hello there. I'm not actually properly here yet. Hold on. Hold. Hi. Wait. Hi. Wait. There we are. Hello, I'm back. I went and pissed. The piss is done. I removed the piss from my orange. And then I ate the orange. I actually didn't. I like oranges, but they're a lot of what they're one of those fruits that's like a lot of work for not a lot of payoff, I think. Especially if you're fussy like me and wanting to remove the piss. Anyway, hi, I'm back. I also just remembered there's one thing I haven't actually changed. I was thinking it'd be fun to try and bash out the circuit for this as well. Like to try to hear it. If there's space on the breadboard, there might be space on the breadboard to do this. I'm not sure if there is. The breadboard is currently set up for flashing an AVR microcontroller. I'm not sure if it's worthwhile. It's probably kind of irrelevant actually. You know what? We don't need that circuit anymore. I'm not going to be using this microcontroller, so I'm just going to remove that. Pulling all the stuff out of this invisible breadboard that I'm holding in my hands. Out come the resistors for the LEDs to show the current status. Off come all... Wait, hold on. Let me get this close up so you can hear the de-wiring of this breadboard, which is invisible. It's the one I was putting together on the last stream, and I showed it. There you are. I've turned off the gates on my mic so you can hear the oscilloscope for a moment. That's not the idea though. The idea is that you hear me pulling the wires out. And there we are. One clean-ish breadboard, but not really, because there's still a few other things in there. Let me remove those as well. There's the LED. And there's the resistor. Okay, noise gate and music, you can come back. Okay. Shall I skip to the, testing out if the circuit works, or should I get the other code done first? I feel I should get the other code done first. So there's one more bit of code that I haven't copied over yet. All that D/unwiring. I know, and it's just sitting on my desk now as a big mess of separate wires and things that I'll need to put into, drawers. But I haven't done that yet. I don't think I need this loaded anymore. All this, currently. I will do eventually. Or soon, because there'll be more errors. Undoubtedly. Okay, there's one more thing that I want to change, which is... I can change all of these, actually. That's not going to change the speed at all. We're just changing values in the lookup table. And then there's no branching done based on these, so that won't change the speed or anything. But one thing that will change the speed slightly... let me just replace these. Ks 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2... Oh! Wait a sec! Wait! I never changed these! Wait, I never even finished changing things. These should be 8-bit now instead of 16-bit. Wait, so it's actually faster still. No way. Okay, hold on. I might have accidentally reported a worse time for my thing than it actually is. Try something. Look at one corner of the room with the breadboard, wires and components. Yeah, it's right in front of my keyboard as well right now. What is the data? These? So these are magic numbers that I really don't understand. These are something for a software implementation of something called a lattice filter, which I looked up and seems to be an actual circuit topology kind of thing. So I do not understand. If anybody who knows a lot of mathematical things understands what's happening here, I don't know. But essentially these are the values that are used. They're lookup tables that the 10 in LPC-10, the 10 coefficients for a single frame of audio refer to, if you like. So the values in this lookup table are used, and together a combination of one of these, and these, when used in that lattice filter algorithm, filters the audio, as in like boosts some frequencies and cuts some frequencies, and generally changes the sound that sounds like zzz into something that sounds like like actually like different mouth vowel sounds and stuff like that. But exactly how these magic values were attained and what they truly mean, that's beyond me, man. That's too much mathematical stuff for my brain. I understand the period, I understand the energy, I don't understand the 10 coefficients. That's black magic. I'm actually gonna put these in, but I'm not going to, well, I'm going to do a little thing, but I'm gonna define this to be 0 so that actually these get shifted left by 0 and therefore these values don't actually get changed. But this is in preparation for another thingy. The changing of this from 16-bit to 8-bit might have made a difference though. So let's actually see where these values are used. Target synth K1 and target synth K2. So we were loading into an 8-bit value, a 16-bit value. So that might be slightly faster if it doesn't have to, you know, crop out just... Oh, maybe not actually. That might not actually be any faster. Because we could have... The compiler could have made it just read a single bit from that lookup table. And I wasn't timing this section originally anyway, so I can't actually... That's the only place where these values get used, so... We won't see it different in measurements. Different in the measured speed anywhere, because I wasn't measuring where this was being used originally, so never mind. We'll measure a difference in memory usage, because we're having a number of bytes here, which is nice, but... Okay, whatever. In that case, I'll just implement the final thing that I said I was going to do, before I realized that I forgot to change that. This is the thing that makes the pitch sound better with higher pitched voices for me. By essentially... it's really hard to explain. I explained it on the previous video while I was showing it as well. Hi, Hakun. Sounds like a formant filter thing. Yes. That's what filters the formants, but there are 10 coefficients, and I don't think that cleanly corresponds to 10 formants, because 10 formants is really a huge number of formants for speech. For voice, that's like a huge number of formants. So a formant is one resonant band in audio. Like if I were to record myself for a moment, that's Paint. What am I doing loading Paint? Audacity. Hold on. And I record myself. Which one are we? This one. I'll whisper because then it's easier to see on the thingy. But if I just go like that, and we look at that in the spectrogram, then... Oh, let's change this a little bit. Then, these moving bands of resonance are called formants. They happen during like voiced areas as well, but they're a little harder to see. It's like these things moving up and down. And yeah, so basically the coefficients somehow like try to when you use them, they boost these things in a similar way, so it makes it sound like a voice. I don't understand how the hell that works mathematically, though. It's crazy. Wow, what the hell's going on up here around the 18 to 19 kilohertz range? What the fuck? Why am I... Wow, what the hell? There's stuff going on like above frequencies I can hear. I wonder what I sound like. If I could slow it way down, I guess. This isn't going to be scary in the slightest. I'm not sure that answers the question. Anyway, yeah, generally you just need like... Would they? I think they usually say like 3 or 4 formants for this intelligible speech. 3, I think. And 6 would be like a lot. So I don't think there's a clear correspondence from like each one of those 10 to performance, unfortunately. That'd be very neat if it was so though. But I guess it just wasn't possible to do that as mathematically efficiently. Well, I mean, it was originally a circuit, so that was already being done by hardware, wasn't it? The filtering, so... Was it? I don't even know, actually, if the chips used for the LPC-10 decoding, the what were they? TMS 5220, I think? I don't even know if they were doing the filtering digitally in software or analogically in hardware. I actually don't know. Anyway, let's move over this as well. Voiced source, unvoiced source, voiced source. This is slightly different. There's not been enough of the cheese. There has! Oh my goodness, there really has. There has been enough. Jeez. You missed the start, but wow, people weren't going easy on me today. Holy.
Jeez.
Why? That's yeah, they were going crazy today. I don't know why. I don't know what the occasion was. Manual changing of this stuff. Perfect. And hopefully this will compile, and this will be fractionally slower at some times. Jeez. When this is non-zero. Because there's going to be an additional bit shift. Well, this one can be done ahead of time because this is a constant. But this one can't be done ahead of time. This one can be done ahead of time as well. This one can't be. Because this is not constant. However, there is, as I've said in note there, there's a way to make it free. Why? Anyway, let me just compile. I want to see, does it compile? Let's see, save. Am I forgetting a part or not? I'm not. What the? What the? Is that the only part I needed to change? I think that's the only part I needed to change.
Jeez.
Why? Okay, so it should be the same speed as before. It's just as a sanity test. Check. Test that. Hi, Dolphin! Welcome. Oh, it's not running. Where is the measure? Reset this.
Jeez.
But why? Why then? That's the real question. We should be seeing something around 42. I'm actually seeing a lower value right now. I don't know why. I don't know why. 40, 41, 42. Yeah, I don't know why the value is lower now. Okay, whatever. Sure. I don't know. Okay. And now I do this thing to improve the pitch accuracy, which will make it fractionally slower. How much slower? Let's find out. Boop. So we were just measuring 40.5 microseconds roughly. This will be slightly slower. Let's reset this first though. $41. And it's really hard to tell because, yeah, I don't understand. I understand why we're seeing it not using. How are we seeing a lower speed when I've added additional stuff for it to do? I'm so suspicious right now. This makes me just want to make that circuit even more so I can actually hear what it's, what is it generating? Is it just wildly nonsensical crap? And that's why it doesn't take very long? It's just making nonsense? Who knows? Unfortunately, I only have 30 minutes to make the thing. the circuit and like allow it to make noise, otherwise it'll be disturbing people. Okay, whatever, this is like 40.5 microseconds, which makes no fucking sense at all. Extra pitch accuracy. Actually, for high pitches. Extra accuracy in high pitches. For some reason, is turned it down to like 40.5. I don't understand why. That shouldn't be the case, but anyway. Also, these look like craft singles, which don't count as cheese. Where is the Gouda stuff? I read Gouda for a second. Yeah, I really like Gouda. Or Gouda, that's it should be pronounced. Or Gouda. Nude reporting in. This gator boy has a plate of ham and is death rolling it. That is all. That's kind of terrifying, Nuge. That's kind of terrifying. Maybe the compiler is now optimizing differently. Apparently. Also might be a good idea to check output quality. Yeah, for sure. So for that, I'm going to need to make a little circuit to do that, which is what I want to do next. I don't know if I've got time to do it tonight. I mean, I have got... Wait, no, I don't have time. Ah, shit, I don't have much time. I don't have much time. Cheese! Why? Such a cute cheese sound though. Where is the... Have I closed it again? I have, I've closed it again. I was running out of space in my taskbar, so I closed it. Let me close this, and this, and this. Now I can go to dip trace, projects, pet long nuke, simulations, and open this. So, so this was the circuit that I wanted to make. Let's not accidentally change resistor values. But I don't have MOSFETs like this, so I'm gonna need to change this diagram slightly to work with transistors instead. An NPN and a PNP transistor, and it should be basically the same. But I will want to save it as something different. Let's call it audio output BJT, bipolar junction transistors rather than MOSFETs. Because I don't have... I have N-channel MOSFETs, but I don't have P-channel MOSFETs, and this uses both N-channel and P-channel. So, I need to change that to an NPN transistor, the bipolar junction type, the BJT, and the thingy. And the circuit should work the same, basically. I'll just need to change this to a transistor and add a resistor to the gate, which will become the base when it's a transistor, so let's do that. Let's pull this to one side to make some space for the resistors. Let's slide this one away. And so I just want to like make a mock-up here. Maybe we don't need the oscilloscope in view anymore. So this is the circuit that will be used for driving the speaker, basically. From the Arduino. I wanted to make it like on here first, just to see if it looks reasonable and I'm not going to accidentally be, you know, creating crazy, like, you know, loads on a pin or like back EMF and just fry the Arduino, because I'd rather not do that. I don't, it's not really on my agenda for today. I don't have an agenda. It makes me sound far too organized. I'm going to turn off the oscilloscope for now, actually, because I'm fairly sure I'm not going to get this done today. And it's just making heat that is unnecessary in my room right now. My room is quite hot enough as it is. It's also a bit quieter now. I don't know if you can notice it. Probably not. I mean, you'd only hear it when I speak because it's gated away usually. Okay, I'm just making space on my desk. Oh god. Alright. Alright. So, if I wanted to change this, I would want to add an active component, a transistor, NPN, somewhere around here. Is this the correct way around? Yes, I think that's the correct way around. The difference is in direction of the arrows between transistors like this and MOSFETs. Will never not confuse the fuck out of me. Anyway, we need a resistor for this to avoid putting a huge amount of strain on the Arduino and also frying the transistor. So if I were to make it a... This is 5 volts coming out here. So that would be, if I were to use a 1 kilo ohm resistor, that would be 1 milliamp, right? 5 over 1,000 is that many? Oh, 5 milliamps. 5 milliamps. I wonder if that's okay. Once this is changed over to the other microcontroller, which runs on 3.3 volts, it would be 3.3 milliamps, I guess. But I wouldn't use a transistor, I'd use a MOSFET if possible. Is it even possible to get MOSFETs with like a really low gate threshold voltage? Can you get MOSFETs that will even work with 3.3 volts? I hope so. For this, I think 5 milliamps is fine. It'll be fine. Oh, look at it! It's working already! We got a very lopsided signal though, because we only got 1 transistor connected. Let's add the PNP as well. It's gradually disappearing because this capacitor is being fully discharged. So let's add the other side of the circuit, which charges it back up. Yeah, I think we literally just remove this and add this. There it is! Look at it go! Look at it go! A-type amp would be the quickest to build for testing. Is this me or is like this? Is this like wider now? Is this taller? This waveform looks taller than the other one, which is interesting. Kind of nice. Wait, is this normal? There's a little bit of current leaking through the... Oh, of course it is, because this works the other way around. I mean, it looks like it's working. It looks really... I was not expecting the current leaking in this direction, though. I mean, it makes sense. So that's going to be coming down to ground sometimes when this is... Oh, all the time, actually. Right, all the time. Yeah, of course. When it's off. Because the AND gate is putting it down to ground. So there's a path from 5 volts down to ground. Should one have a resistor right before the ground? No, I don't think so. Because this resistor here is to limit the current. So basically this resistor limits the current either way around. So it limits the current into the capacitor through this transistor, and then when it's the other way around, eventually, fast forwarding time, there we are. When it's the other way, oh my god, when it's the other way around, well, that's actually does look like quite a high current, doesn't it? It's coming from the capacitor then down to here, but it's going through the resistor as well. Why does it look like it's going so quickly in that direction, actually? That is a bit suspicious, isn't it? That is a bit suspicious. Oh, wait, it's because it's... Oh. Wait, no, that's correct, that's correct. We're discharging the capacitor by shorting the capacitor. Right, yeah, that's how it works. Sorry, I forgot. And it's going through this to limit the current, although it's still quite high current, I guess. Can we put a scope on this? Oh, actually, if I just wave over. 154 milliamps when it's discharging. And 65 milliamps when it's charging, apparently, according to the thing down in the bottom right there, where it says the white text. Mm. $150 something milliamps. One is I think the transistors I have, BC337 and BC327. I think they were rated to 600 milliamps. This is probably okay. And this is like really short timescales as well. So it's like 50% duty cycle kind of as well. And well, in this example, because it's a square wave, it won't actually just be a square wave originally. I mean, eventually, but. I might try it out. I might try to make it actually. Let me grab the data sheets that were being used in here. Did I put them in here? I did. I'm gonna put them in here now. Oh, 800 milliamps. 800 milliamps. Maximum continuous. And this is not continuous. 800 milliamps. Wow, I thought it was 600. Okay. 800 milliamps. Alright, that should be fine. Okay. Okay. Let's try to put this together. I don't know about A-type amp and stuff though. This is just a thing that I saw this on Wikipedia when I searched for push-pull, and then I kind of expanded it into this, and yeah. I guess I could start to put it together now, but wouldn't it be more fun to do this on like a separate stream where I have a webcam and you could like see me putting the things onto there? I feel like this is prime webcam stream territory, doing something on a breadboard like this. I messed around on a breadboard last stream and I had to just resort to, you know, taking photos with my phone and showing you every now and then. But it'd be pretty cool if I could make this with a webcam on the breadboard. Is this what the kids are using as a breadboard nowadays? I actually only recently learned about this. Recently as in like a few months ago, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna be putting it on a breadboard. I wanted to make this first because like this is coming from a microcontroller. Welcome in, by the way, Battle Gnome. That's a pretty cool name. Yeah, I wanted to be making sure that I wouldn't accidentally be putting like a lot of strain on the thingy, on the Arduino. Right, no, this makes perfect sense. Sorry, me looking at this and being confused. No, it makes perfect sense. Obviously, it's sourcing 5 milliamps from this. Look at that. Wait. This one? Yeah, look at that. 4.3 milliamps, apparently, roughly. So it's syncing the roughly 5 milliamps, although it's apparently 4, when this one is on, and it's sourcing the roughly 5 milliamps for this one when this one's on. Like a webcam. Yeah, I'll do it in a webcam stream.
By the name, I had to know. By the name, I had to know. I had no Newton.
She actually managed Battle Gnome just fine, but then she got confused by the ... close bracket. Amazing, amazing. Never changed, Long Yuke.
Battle Gnome.
Well, Battle them actually, it sounded like she said.
Battle Gnome.
Batlignum?
Batlignum.
Something like that. I don't know. Sorry, I'm gonna stop making it read your name and embarrassing you. I'm not a gamer. I'm not tall. And I was in a legit battle. Sheesh. I'm glad you survived. But I'm doing front-end dev. I see. Nice. Yeah, sorry, I was just trying to say I wanted to use this first because I wanted to make sure I wasn't gonna, you know, fry a microcontroller and stuff. Obviously, I could have just put a 5V supply on and measured with my multimeter how much current are we pulling and is that okay, but like, I mean, it's cool, it's fun, and it shows things with motion, and yay, things go brr and brain gets happy. Okay, I'm gonna end now. My brain is done for today, and I need to eat. I haven't eaten yet. Well, today I've had a grand total of 2 slices of toast. I can actually say with confidence this time, as well as the Nyan juice, of course, that people redeemed through hydration. But I think it's about time for me to have dinner. By the way, don't worry too much. I didn't wake up at a sensible time, so I woke up in the afternoon. So it's 2 slices of toast through the afternoon, not through the morning and afternoon. It's fine. Front-end dev, though, interesting. What does front-end dev actually mean? Making user interfaces and stuff? I'm just like tidying up the probe for my oscilloscope while I am talking, which is maybe silly.
Yes.
Yes. Web things usually. I guess that's why I never properly learned what these things mean. Because I don't really do web development, or at least I try not to. When I can avoid it, I do, but... Why cheese? Why cheese, Bucky? Why cheese? Why cheese? Exclamation mark, why cheese? Am I right? Okay, let me see who I can pass you on to. But thank you all very much for being here. This is a pretty cool stream. I'm so happy that I've managed to save as much time as I have. Did you see the, like, the total frequency that it was running at in the end? Like, we measured, like, the number of microseconds, right? But the total thing that it was running at was like somewhere around 15 kilohertz, and it only needs to be 8 kilohertz. So that's excellent. Like the sample rate is 8 kilohertz, but when I was running it in a tight loop over and over, rather than just saying every 8,000th of a second, make a frame, when I was telling it to do it as quickly as possible, it was managing like 15 kilohertz, which is amazing. I said dinner? I will be having dinner. I don't know. Wait, what did I say to dinner? Wait. What did I say wrong? What did I do? I'm gonna pass you. Holy crap! Someone that I recently discovered must have had a big grade.
Cheese.
Why cheese? Cheese for dinner? There actually will be some cheese in the dinner. There actually will be some cheese in the dinner. There's gonna be like some grilled cheese on top. It's like a corned beef hash. There's like a corned beef and baked beans. Oh, of course, I'm a British cat girl. And then on top of that is like mashed potato. That's like grilled. Well, I mean the whole thing goes under the grill basically. There's like cheese sprinkled on top of the mashed potato, and then when you put it under the grill, and you get like the cheese melts and goes a little crispy, and it's yes. It's very yes. It makes me say yes. I like it a lot. Alright, I need to pass you on to somebody because I'm making myself incredibly hungry right now. Whoa, I haven't seen a cheese wheel emote before. Oh, it's because it belongs to somebody. Bye, weird cat. Bye, cool trade splat. Wait, I should have said bye, trade splat. That would have like rhymed and scanned and everything. Who can I pass you on to? Who should I pass you on to? Bix is streaming. Myriad's streaming as well. Wait, I haven't rated Myriad in a long time, I think. I'm gonna pass you on to Myriad because Myriad's doing software and game dev right now. It's taking a long time to load. Why is... I hope he doesn't want to end soon. He's been going for 2 hours already, and I know he's in a later time zone than me. We did 68k assembly and turned little LEDs on and off in school. Nice! That's so cool. Man, I'm so jealous to anybody who's done like electronics stuff in school. It's like hobby territory for me. How do you do this stuff? I saw the gate diagram and got intrigued. Right. The circuit diagram. Yeah. Well, I actually was doing programming for a microcontroller, but it was not in assembly. I've done very limited assembly for it in the past though. And I will be doing more low-level stuff eventually when the new microcontroller, the STM32 microcontroller, arrives. Because I won't be able to rely on ready-made things like serial dot, you know, like on the Arduino. I won't be using the Arduino IDE is what I'm trying to say, or the Arduino SDK. So it's gonna be a bit more lower level, writing to registers and stuff like that. But it won't be assembly either. But it will be lower level register access stuff. Not CPU register access, but like hardware register access. The things that are special memory mapped things that make things happen in the real world when you write to them or read from them, which is very cool. Thank you for the patch, okay, bro. Thank you for being here, Marine. Thank you, Sleepy, as well. And Hakun. Time to read up on Thumb V2, or should I say Thumb V2? When is Thumb V2? Gator clips to a plywood board. With Motorola 68K chip mounted in. Man, that sounds cool. That does sound cool. That sounds cool. Alright. I'm gonna pass you on now to Myriad Minds, who is working on... it looks, by the sound of the stream, I would guess that he's working on his streaming setup and trying to make a system to filter out Twitch chatbots. So here's where we're going. If the shout out works. It does! Why was it having such issues the other day every time I wanted to shout someone out? Bring order to the bot chaos! I would turn the reverb on because I'm shouting, but doesn't it sound weird to hear me shout like that but without the reverb? I so usually hit the reverb button when I shout that it sounds weird hearing myself and my real life little dinky room echo. Rather than making it sound like I'm in a huge cave! I'm glad you had fun, Kim. Thank you everybody. Thumb is a mode of execution on ARM CPUs. Ah, okay, interesting. It is an ARM CPU, yeah. I've never used an ARM thing in my life before, except for my phone, I guess, but I've never programmed for it. Okay, raid message. I'm gonna make the raid message be Long Uke has blessed this stream. Because I don't know, I find it cute. I don't normally like shouting, but Yui Shaw did this and I found it really cool. If you don't have access to the Long Uke, then feel free to use the worm emoji, which I'm copy and pasting. And then the raid message will be this. I can't copy and paste it. Help, I can't do it. Okay, I did it. There. Okay, that's all. That's all. Those are the two possible raid messages. If you have access to the emotes, you know how it works. Alright, thank you for being here. Bye. I'm gonna eat some cheese now. Actually, for real. And yes, 30 degrees Celsius. It's super hot. Thank you for the pets. Where's the mute button? There it is.